Washington, but then they have to deal with the Braves for 3 games to end the season, and that might be difficult if the Braves are still in the race there because they've been playing really, really good baseball despite all their injuries. Meanwhile, the Tigers are at home against the Rays, who are mediocre, and the White Sox, who we know plenty about the White Sox. That should be 3 free wins. And the Twins are not going well at all either, but they're at home against the Orioles, who also are playing terribly, and they have the Marlins to start the week. Twins have lost 22 of 33, though, so I kind of feel like the Twins will be the team squeezed out here. But, like I said, the Royals have the hardest week on there.
Yeah, they certainly do, Matt. And look, they have lost their power. Over the last 5 games, they don't have a single home run, and that's been a huge problem for them. And they really miss Vinny Pasquantino, their first baseman. When he went down, it completely changed the lineup. It allowed opposing teams to pitch around Bobby Witt and Salvador Perez a little bit more than they were able to when Pasquantino was in that lineup. I talked to manager Matt Porchero yesterday of the Royals. I asked him what has gone wrong. He said, really, it's been the entire team. He said it's been the bullpen, it's been the base running, it's been the timely hitting. They're going to have to turn it around. Cole Reagans is going to take the bump on Tuesday. He needs to stop this losing streak. If they're going to make the playoff, they got to stop this right away. So we'll wait and see. The Detroit Tigers, they have the best schedule going forward. They got 3 games at home against Tampa, and then they finish the season against the White Sox at home. They're 9-1 against the White Sox this year. Manager A.J. Hinch has done an amazing job, not only with the bullpen, but really the platooning of this team. You look at what he's been able to do, left-right platoons. He's been one of the best in baseball over the last 30 days in doing that. I had Jeff Greenberg, the general manager of the Tigers, on my show yesterday. He really pointed to Riley Green, Trey Sweeney, and Kerry Carpenter as the 3 guys that have been the key down the stretch for the Tigers, turning it around. So the Tigers are in a really good position. Now, in terms of the Minnesota Twins, they've got 3 at home against Miami. Then they finish the season against the Orioles, who may have clinched that first playoff or wild card spot before that. But keep in mind, the Twins do have the head-to-head tiebreaker with both the Tigers and the Royals. So if they end up tied with one of those teams, they're getting in, Jeremy.
Yeah, we get those tiebreakers coming into play. Certainly it's going to be an exciting finish to the wild card race in the American League. But you on the other side of that, I mean, you have the Yankees and the Astros ho-hum trying to lock up their divisions and their magic numbers down to 3 and 2 respectively.
Yeah, they're both going to win their division, and it's interesting because they're both going to do this because of how good their starting pitching has been over the last 30 days. Let's start with the Yankees. Garrett Cole, 3.56 ERA. Rodon, 3.10. Nestor Cortez, 2.42. Louis Gil, 2.53. Clark Schmidt, 1.76. All 5 starters with ERAs under 3.6 over the last 30 days. And by the way, Luke Weaver has converted all 4 of his most recent save opportunities. And the Yankees, I think when manager Aaron Boone put Gleyber Torres in the leadoff spot and started allowing Jazz Chisholm, Anthony Volpe, and Jason Dominguez to run, it gave them another dimension offensively. And then we talk about the Astros. They've done it the same way. Over the last 30 days, Framber Valdez's ERA is 0.66. Hunter Brown, who's had his breakout season, 2.66 ERA. Spencer Arrighetti, 3.12. Yusei Kikuchi, 3.41. That's right, the entire rotation, ERAs under 3.42 over the last 30 days. So the Yankees and Astros are going to win their division. They're going to get to make the playoffs, and both of them are a serious threat to get to the World Series.
Yeah, totally agree. The biggest deal for the Yankees is what Jim said, the way the starting pitching has come around. There was a stretch in the middle of the season, right after Garrett Cole came back, interestingly enough, that the entire rotation really struggled. But Carlos Rodon has a sub-2 ERA in September so far. He's been amazing. We know what we're going to get from Garrett Cole in all likelihood moving forward now that he's right. And, again, you throw Gil in there, you throw Schmidt in there. They've got a good 1 through 4 rotation there. Also interesting on the Yankees, now that they've won 9 of the last 11, Aaron Judge has homered in back-to-back games. We've seen how hot he gets. He's at 55 now. Could he hit 5 home runs this last week to get to 60? Probably not, but we've seen him hit them in bunches before. On the Astros end, they're going to win the division, but they shouldn't mess around this week because they have that magic number 2 over the Mariners, but the Mariners have won 6 of their 10 games so far, and they're playing in Houston this week. If the Mariners somehow swept the Astros, they would have that down to 2, and they would have the tiebreaker. I don't think that's going to happen, but like I said, the Astros cannot mess around because after that series against Seattle, they go to Cleveland, so they do not have any schedule, but winning one game against Mariners will get the job done, and they're going to do that.
Yeah, we'd like to see some drama, though. I mean, come on. It may not happen, but we certainly would like to see it. Make things certainly a little bit more exciting as we head into this final week. Over in the National League, Mets have that one-game lead in terms of the wild card race. They're going to face the Braves for 3 starting on Tuesday. Then they finish against the Brewers. But Matt, this Braves team, I mean, they're 3 games out, but they're also a team that are not out of the division race, are they?
No, not by any stretch. I mean, they're out of the division. The Braves are not out of the wild card. They're still. I mean, look, the Mets lost the division 2 years ago in Atlanta in the last week of the season. And the Braves have a chance to repeat history here and knock the Mets down a couple pegs here. They're only 2 games out. If they go out and they sweep this series, they'll have the tiebreaker there. It's 5-5 so far in the head-to-heads between the Mets and the Braves. So really, whoever wins this series is taking the tiebreaker. One Mets win should do it even without the tiebreaker because they're up 2 games so far. But the Braves definitely have an opportunity here. I feel like the Mets are going to lock up that 5 seed, though. I mean, if you would have said at the start of the year, Sean Manaea, David Peterson, Tyler McGill, Luis Severino was going to be their playoff rotation, everybody would be saying, like, how could even talk about that for the playoffs? But it actually looks like a very good rotation. And how about Luis Angel Acuna right now? Looking amazing for the Mets. The best Acuna in baseball right now.
Hello everyone, this is Geaux Stros. It's been a couple of days since we've been able to have a live stream, right? It's nice to be back. It is a wonderful Saturday morning, just a little after 8 o'clock for me here in Hiroshima. See, we've got a couple of people in already. Daniel Berry Sports, thank you for being here. Happy Friday to you. For me, Saturday. Sweet Richard, happy Friday. Same to you. And happy Saturday for me. I appreciate you guys being here. I'm coming to you from the future in Hiroshima, Japan. I just got off a rough week of Japanese tests. We had final exams before we go into our next semester, I guess you could say, if you want to call it that. 4 straight days of tests, and it was not fun. Not fun whatsoever, but it's over and it's behind me. And today, tomorrow, Monday and Tuesday, I don't have to go to the school at all. So I'm going to be able to do this entire series of our Astros versus the Cleveland Guardians. And I'm hoping that the Astros are actually going to show up for these games instead of just laying down like they did with the Mariners. Also hoping that Jordan gets to feeling better really soon, because doesn't it just feel ridiculous? We do without Kyle Tucker for so long, and then he finally comes back, and then Jordan gets hit, or gets injured rather, after hitting his leg on the ground on a terrible slide. Just bounced down the ground. It's ridiculous. If it's not one thing, it's 100 others. The game is going to be starting here in just a few moments. It's scheduled to start in 2 minutes, but we will see. I got my video player going over here, and I'm going to try to set up the preview to match just right what's going on with my live screen. You guys don't see my live screen, but basically when I show you the highlights of what's happening in the game, they're just a certain number of seconds behind what I'm watching. And what I'm watching is about as live as you can get without being there, I think, because I'm watching it through the MLB site, and sometimes there's a little bit of a lag, but basically what I try to do is give myself the best live feed possible, while simultaneously having the preview screen or the highlight screen ready a certain number of seconds behind the live, so that way I can immediately show you guys the highlights of what I'm looking at. But I've got everything set up. Everything seems to be working. Audio's working. Video's working. Everything is working today. No issues. Very happy about that. Always happy to see that there are no issues. I do need to take the starting shortly off the screen. There we go. You guys can see me now. I'm going to don my Astros hat. Jose Altuve is in the game today, and he'll be batting in just a moment. Joey Cantillo is on the mound today for the Guardians. I still want to call the Guardians the Indians. I don't think I'm ever going to get used to that. Bunch of woke people. It's funny how the Native Americans themselves can want, and they do want, the name the Indians back. They want the Redskins name back. But their opinion doesn't matter. What matters is a bunch of a bunch of woke people. Or not even a bunch, just a handful. Alright guys, Altuve's at the plate. And we're ready to get this game started finally. Cantillo is up on the mound, on the rubber. He's got the pitch. Here's first delivery. Altuve goes for the first pitch and fouls it off just into the stands on the right side. Strike one. Altuve batting .293 right now. He has dropped significantly since he was up as high as .310. Hoping that he will bring that back up. Here comes the next pitch. Altuve tries to do a quick bunt, but fouls it off on the right side, so it's 0-2 just like that. Kyle Tucker is on deck. Here's the next pitch to Altuve, fouled away again on the right side. Count remains 0-2. Ooh, man. Wish I'd been able to get to sleep a little earlier last night. Fouled away again. 4 straight foul balls by Altuve. Count remains 0-2. Bregman is batting third today. Tucker will be in right field. Bregman's at third. Thank goodness Whitcomb is not over there. Last thing we need is another 4 or 5 error game from our third baseman. Another foul ball, this time down the third baseline by Altuve. I'm thinking the Astros are going to hit this guy today. Altuve keeps fouling it off. He hasn't been able to get a single strike. That isn't a swinging strike, a swinging foul ball strike. That was in the dirt, ball 1. He finally tries to get Altuve to chase, but it doesn't work out for him. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Can you imagine if Altuve got a walk right here? That'd be 9 pitches. Assuming all the next ones are balls. Base hit for Altuve right up the middle, guys. He's going to go for 2. Is he going to get there? They're going to say he's out. They might take a look at it. Altuve might have a double there. He was hustling. I've seen Altuve do this before where he tries to stretch the single into a double. So Houston is going to challenge it. It seems like it's pretty close. Yeah, he did get in there. If you look at the slow motion replay right here, it looks like his foot really just barely got in there. If it did get in there, this is going to be a double for Altuve. Here's another angle that's pretty good. Yeah, he did get in there. Look at this here. Like, the glove doesn't move off his leg until after Altuve has hit the bag. Hopefully he's safe in there, and that'll be a double for a leadoff hit. That'd be great. Great way to start this game. But New York, the calls from New York, man, we already know that they go crazy for the Astros, but now's a good chance for them to make up for it. Overturn it. They called him out, but calls in New York have consistently been very crappy and obviously crappy for the Astros this season. Here's the call. They overturned it. I can't believe it. Altuve is safe. I can't believe it. The guys in New York finally get it right. I can't believe it. So when it's obvious, they go against the Astros, but when it's not as obvious, then it's like, yeah, okay, give it to them. Hopefully they're just using that to make up for the crap that they've done before. So Altuve's on second with a leadoff double after an excellent at bat. Wow, that was great. Kyle Tucker's at the plate. Here's the pitch. Tucker goes after the first pitch and he fouls it back. Every single swing that the Astros have made so far against this pitcher have been fouls. Nobody has missed the ball. Either a foul or a hit. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Tucker. This one's bounced to the middle, and he bobbles it and he drops it. That's going to be an infield hit or an error on the second baseman. He grabs it, and as he transfers, he loses the ball. How do you like that? They're actually going to call that a base hit instead of an error. Can you believe that? I mean, it's good for Tucker. It's good for Tucker, but this is nonsense. I feel like that's an error. How could that not be an error? Look at it up close. He just comes right out of his glove. Whoop, 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 whoop. Like, what a clown. Alex Bregman is at the plate. That first pitch is low and outside. So runners on the corners now. Altuve advances to third on the play. And our Tigers power. Alex Bregman is at the plate with a 1-0 count. Here comes the pitch from Cantillo. That one's in the dirt. Ball 2. Cantillo looks a little shaken up now. I would absolutely love to see the Astros destroy Cleveland in all 3 games. Here comes the 2-0 pitch to Alex Bregman. Curveball in there for a strike. That was a big curve. 76 miles an hour. I like to hit those types of pitches. Very fun to hit. 2 balls, 1 strike. Comes a pitch. Bregman swings at this one and drives out to right field. It's going to be a line drive. Might be deep enough for Altuve to score, and he does. Kyle Tucker is held up at first base, but Altuve jogs in easily to score. 1-0 Astros. So that leadoff double by Altuve pays off. Just 1 out, runner on first still as Tucker camps out. Probably building a fire. Roasting some marshmallows, pulling out the wieners. Gonna make some hot dogs. As he's most likely to be stranded on base. Yainer Diaz is at the plate. Cantillo goes to first base to make Tucker dance back. It's okay, man. He's got a fire built over there. He's camping out. He's not going anywhere. Unless you want to help the Astros move these runners around. That's a 91 mile per hour pitch. Straight in the zone. I didn't see any movement on that ball. Diaz just takes it. Here comes the next pitch to Diaz. That one's a little below the zone, 92 miles an hour. I still think that Diaz could have swung at both of these. Why is he not swinging? Is he not paying attention to what's going on ahead of him? Everybody's hitting the ball. Hit the ball, Diaz. He swings at that one. That's a breaking pitch. But he fouls it off at the plate, so that'll be 2 strikes. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hey, Richard. It's good to see you. Make sure you like the video, guys. I'd appreciate that. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Yonder Diaz with 1 out. Tucker on first. The Astros are already up 1-0, thanks to Altuve's double. And then Bregman's sacrifice to right field. Here comes the pitch. Diaz fouls that one off on the right side, off into the crowd. Kind of a muted crowd right now. It looks like the stadium isn't very full. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes a pitch to Diaz. Diaz fouls that one off again to the right side. He's not getting around on it fast enough. I don't quite understand that because I haven't seen anything really faster than 93 from this pitcher. Diaz not the best fastball hitter. Swing and a miss on a curve. Cantillo, I guess he thought the inning was over. He started walking off, but that was only out number 2. That was a 78 mile per hour changeup. Man, if I just had $1 for every time I saw Diaz miss a pitch like that, I'd have myself at least a few $100s. Victor Caratini, the bad man, is at the plate. 75 miles an hour, low and in, called ball 1. He's batting right-handed against the lefty. Here comes the next pitch from Cantillo. That was actually a strike. A little too far inside for where Caratini was standing, but still in the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. Caratini asks for timeout. Maybe he wants to use his Bluetooth to talk to Alfred back at the Batcave. Alfred, the count's 1 of mine. 2 outs with the run first. What should I do? Well, Mr. Batman Caratini, you should hit the ball very hard, perhaps over the fence. That is low and inside. Ball 2. .22 pitches now for Cantillo in the first. Here's the 23rd. Good. Another ball. High and outside. Just outside the zone. Missing the corner there. Ball 3. 3-1. This is a good hitter's pitch if it's anywhere in there. And it is hit up the middle, but it's bobbled again. Can you believe it? The shortstop bobbles the ball. He grabs it, and he goes to toss it, and he bobbles it. So Tucker is safe at second. The Guardians looking like amateurs. This is Little League hour for the Guardians right now. Both times, the second baseman and the shortstop, they both catch the ball, and when they try to transfer to throw it, they just lose it. Pretty crazy. So, great. We have runners on first and second with 2 outs. Zach DeCenzo is the DH today, guys. He takes the first pitch right in the middle of the plate for strike 1. 0-1. Here's the next pitch. Oh, okay. DeCenzo is the first after Diaz. Let's say he's the first one, but I forgot Diaz went down terribly. To swing and miss. He's the second to swing and miss. Here's the next pitch. In the dirt, ball 1. 1-2. Cantillo about to deliver his 28th pitch of the inning. Man, if the Astros get him up to this many pitches and only come away with 1, that's just sad. Come on, DeCenzo. Just need a good hit. A good hit right here would score Tucker. Come on. Here's the pitch. 1-2. Strike three. 92 up and in. DeCenzo couldn't get the bat on it. Terrible at bat for DeCenzo and Diaz, who just destroy this little rally in the beginning of the first inning. You know, Diaz is like China to me. Maybe I should call him Yiner Chiaz, because he reminds me of China, my time in China. Or should I say China? If you're wondering why I say that, here's why. It's very simple. My impression when I first arrived in China and just started to spend a little time there was that it was a place that was very extreme. It was a place of extremes. So one moment you would see some things that are pretty cool, pretty amazing maybe, and very, very interesting, and think, wow, that's neat. And then the very next moment you could see things that were really disturbing and extremely sad, messed up, even stupid. So it could go from one extreme to the other very quickly. And it was like that on a daily basis. And it's amazing, but I lived there for almost 7 years total. Now, I did move to different places. I lived down in the south in Guangzhou, which is way down south, not too far from Hong Kong. Probably most of you aren't familiar with the map of China. So basically, the way China is arranged is that all the way down in the south is where Hong Kong is. Hong Kong is located. And if you take the train, just, the fast train, the high-speed train, maybe an hour, I guess, you can go to Guangzhou, another big city in China. I lived there for almost a year, or about a year. Blanco's on the mound. Here's his first pitch to Stephen Kwan. That one's high and outside. Ball one. Here comes the next pitch from Blanco. That one's even higher and further outside. Ball two. But anyway, I also lived several years close to Shanghai. And that one's low. Ball three. 3 straight balls from Blanco. 3-0 for the leadoff batter. And then I lived about a year and a half in Beijing. That's a strike. 94 on the inside corner. 3 balls, 1 strike. So the reason I told you all that is because I was able to get a really good idea of what it was like to live in China in different places. And I still believe that my opinion, even after living there for almost 7 years, it never changed. My first impression wound up remaining the same. It's a place of extremes. And people who've been there and lived there, they agree. It's an accurate depiction. Blanco walks the first batter, Stephen Kwan, super fast on 5 pitches. First pitch to Kyle Manzardo is a strike. Runner on first base, no outs for the Guardians. Astros up 1-0 in the bottom of the first. Here's the next pitch. In the dirt. Blocked by Diaz. Runner doesn't advance. The count is even, 1-1. What's up? Did you ever go to Chengdu? Chengdu I didn't go to specifically. I was close to there, and I did spend a little time in Sichuan. I was invited there during the Chinese Spring Festival. Whoops. Could be a ground ball double play. Let's see. And they get it. Altuve to Pena to Caratini. Man, look at that catch by Caratini. Did you see that? I'm not sure what was going on with that throw. Or was that Kessinger? Is Kessinger in there for Pena? No wonder it was grounded into the dirt. Okay. But man, the fact that Caratini caught that one, man, Blanco should be applauding that. Runners are now off the base. Bases have been cleared. That first pitch is outside for a ball. That one's on the outside corner, a clear strike, but called ball too. Look at this. Look at that. Called a ball. It's not going to be one of those days, is it? 94 on the outside edge, fouled away by Ramirez. Jose Ramirez is at the plate. The bases are empty after that double play. 2 outs. Here comes the pitch. He fouls that one back and away for strike 2. The count is now even. Blanco comes back to even the count. Yeah, that was not Pena on second base. I was thinking, man, that spiking the ball in the dirt, that doesn't look like Pena. Apparently it's Kessinger. Gray Kessinger. Fouled off again down the first baseline. Blanco is up to 13 pitches. He needs to put it away right here. The count's 2-2. Get that strikeout. Here comes the pitch. Outside, ball 3. It's going to be a full count. Man, I just miss playing baseball so much. I so much prefer to play than to watch. As much as I love watching the Astros play, I love playing even more. I miss playing second base very much. If I had the arm, I would miss playing third because you get so much action over there. It's fun. But my arm just is not that good. During warm-ups, my team in Tokyo, we would start off by throwing, just some easy, short throws, and we would just keep backing up until we were throwing it much further. But after that, my arm would just be kind of tired and shot and sore. Ball 4, he didn't swing on that check swing, so the Astros have another base runner. Blanco walks another runner. 2 walks for Blanco this inning. He seems persistent and insistent about putting runners on base by walking. And that brings up Josh Naylor. Little pickoff move to first. Ramirez gets back, no problem. Blanco bringing the first pitch rather to Naylor. That was a nice one, 80 miles an hour on the inside corner, low and inside, strike 1. He was thinking about it, but Naylor held up. Didn't matter, strike 1. Ramirez looking like he's going to steal. He's got 40 for the season. He's definitely not slow. Swing and a miss by Naylor. Good pitch, 84 miles an hour. 84 on the outside bottom corner. Here comes the next pitch. Oh, that was a strike 3, but they called it a ball. The umpire, what is it? Look at this on the inside corner. Look at that right there. Right there. And he called that a strike on the first strike of this at bat. And now it's a ball. The changing strike zone that the umpire has right now is crazy. Ramirez still second. Here's the throw from Diaz. Is he out? They say he's safe. That was pretty close, but the throw wasn't quite there. Looks like it bounced before it got there. Let's see. Kessinger was on the bag. Yeah, it did bounce. They might have been able to get him with a better throw, but you can see on the replay just wasn't quite there. Because of that bounce and that delayed tag, he was able to sneak in just underneath it. That's his 41st steal of the year. So he's now on second base. Ramirez is on second base. 2-2's the count against Naylor. Here's the pitch. Hit hard to right field. Ripped down the line, but foul. That was close to being dangerous. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. 21 pitches for Blanco. Here comes the 22nd. This one's hit hard to Altuve. He backhands it. Fires over to first. No problem. Out number 3. Good job on Altuve there. All 3 outs starting with Altuve this inning. A double play. And then that ground out. 1-0 Astros. The lead is preserved, thankfully, even though Blanco gave up 2 walks. 2 hits for the Astros, no hits for the Guardians. 1 error for the Guardians, but it should be 2 in my opinion. I guess they were just feeling generous to give Tucker a hit this game. But that ball was clearly mishandled by the second baseman. Anything going on in the chat here? By the way, Tender Father, you mentioned Chengdu. Of course, Sichuan hot pot is very popular, which you likely know. If you're asking me about Chengdu, then I would guess that you know hot pot. And one of my friends that I made there, her family is from Sichuan in that area. And they actually live very close to where Deng Xiaoping grew up, his hometown. And whenever I was invited to go out there, me and another friend, actually she was working for a friend of mine who had a business there, and that's how I met her. And she invited both of us to go out to her hometown and spend the week there for Chinese Spring Festival. And everything shuts down in China, so if you don't leave the country during Spring Festival, you only have 2 choices: stay at home and watch movies or play video games, or go out and fight the crowds and try to go somewhere. But there's going to be literally a sea of Chinese people everywhere. It's not fun. So we decided, what the hey, let's go. So we flew out to Sichuan and went out to the countryside, and I mean way out in the countryside, and spent the week there. Had some local food, experienced some interesting local things, and then on the way back we stopped in one of the local restaurants and had some Sichuan hot pot, some authentic hot pot. So it was a good experience. Didn't take the time to go over to Chengdu, but we did see the countryside and have some hot pot. And we saw the house where Deng Xiaoping grew up. They seem very proud of that there, but I don't really care. You're still talking about a communist leader, so I don't really care. Jake Myers is at the plate, and as you can see, he took a couple of balls, but this one he pops up to the right side. So he flies out for the first out of the inning. And that will bring up Mauricio Dubon batting 8th. Greg Kessinger is batting 9th. It looks like there's some rain now. Yeah, the rain is coming down. I hope we don't have a rain delay. That would be crappy. First pitch to Dubon is high. Here comes the pitch. A little inside, ball 2. Yeah, everybody's starting to put on some rain gear as the rain comes down a little bit harder. 2 balls, no strikes. Here's the pitch. Way out of the zone. Up high, ball 3. Somebody said that there was less than a 1% chance of rain, and now it's raining, so that's hilarious. That's the dependable weather forecast for you. Another ball high. 4-pitch walk to Dubon. We got a 1-out base runner. Good at bat by Dubon, just taking 4 straight pitches. Let's get that base runner on. There we go. That brings up Greg Kessinger. comes the first pitch to Kessinger. Another ball high, about a foot out of the zone. 5 straight balls now by Cantillo. He only threw 1 pitch in the zone, and that was the one Myers hit out to right field. But he also had 2 balls against Myers. He's only thrown 1 strike at about 10 pitches. A little check at first base. Dubon gets back, no problem. I'm happy we signed Caratini. Me too. I felt good about it in the beginning. Just had a gut feeling. Kessinger hits that one way up and back. It's going to be out of play. Strike 1. 1-1. Oh, Kessinger's batting average is 0. He's yet to get a hit. Crazy. Here's the pitch. In the dirt. Ball 2. Yeah, they were just talking about this, and I agree. I know he hasn't had a tremendous amount of at-bats, but still, you don't want to finish the year with a 0 batting average. That's just sucky. Here's the pitch. That one's inside. It bounces off the ground, and Dubon is easily going to scamper to second base. So Dubon on second now with 1 out. That was a good base running moment for Dubon. He took off as soon as he saw that ball bounce out. 3-1 count on Kessinger. Here's the pitch. On the outside corner, swing and fouled away. The count is now full. Three balls, 2 strikes, 41 pitches for Cantillo. And here's his next one. Right on the inside. They call him strike 3, so he strikes out. Sad. So the pitches in that same spot. Look at that. Let's look at the replay here. I want you to look at it. It's actually a little too far inside. It's not in the zone. Umpire calls that a strike. But there are some balls that are in that area that are actually in the zone on the Astros, and they were called, or when the Astros were pitching, rather, and they were not called strikes. This umpire is all over the place. Altuve comes to the plate, takes the very first pitch right in the middle. That's the first delivered strike to Altuve. All the other pitches that were called strikes were just foul balls. Come on, Altuve. You can do it right here, man. Drive Dubon in. High and inside, called strike 2. That one wasn't even quite in the zone, but this umpire is liking calling strikes against the Astros, but not for them. I want to see a nice strike, Altuve. Get another double. Come on. That one's low. Ball 1. 1-2. Dubon out on second base, just waiting for an opportunity to take off. 2 outs, 1 ball and 2 strikes on my hero, Jose Altuve. He had a double his first at bat in the last inning. Here's the pitch, the 1-2 pitch. Bounce down the third base line, foul. Just got too high and too early on that one. That was a high pitch, and he still got over it. It's a good example of how Altuve can just pretty much put the bat on any pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. This one's hit hard to the right side, but out of play. One ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the 48th pitch from Cantillo. Fouled off again. Goodness gracious. That was a 93-mile-per-hour pitch right in there. weak crowd. They're cheering just very weakly right now. Here comes the 49th pitch from Cantillo. He got him with a low inside pitch. Swing and a miss. Altuve wasn't really ready for that one. So that's out number 3. Astros cling on to their 1-0 lead. They leave Dubon stranded on second base, unfortunately. We're moving into the bottom of the second. Astros with 2 hits, 1 run, no errors. Cleveland with 1 error. They now have more errors than they do hits or runs. That should actually be 2 errors. But the umpires were feeling generous and gave that hit to Kyle Tucker. 21 people watching right now. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. I've got 9 likes. Please help me get up to 20 likes. Need you. Need you is Japanese for 20. Ni is 2. Ju is 10. Need you is 20. I can say, please give me 20 likes. Onegaishimasu. Onegaishimasu is like a way, it's kind of a way of saying please, or if you don't mind. It's similar. Alright guys, Blanco's back on the mound after that little break. Just a bit low. Ball 1 to Lane Thomas. Man, that one was on the outside corner, called a strike. Right in the zone, just barely in the zone. And swing and a miss. Here's the next pitch to Lane. He checks that one. It stays outside for ball 2, 2-1. Every time I see the name Lane, I've only ever known one Lane. I didn't personally know Lane Staley with Alice in Chains, but I was a fan of their music back when he was with the band before he passed. Strike 2 on that foul ball to non-Lane Staley, Lane Thomas. But I did know Lane in real life from my first college experience, and he was a really cool guy. Ground ball to Alex Bregman, who fires over to first to get the out. 1 away. And that's why we like Bregman at third and not Shea Whitcomb. Guys, I woke up to hear some news. Did you hear the news about the Astros signing a 1-year deal Andre Jimenez comes to the plate, fouls off the first pitch for strike 1. I'll get to the news in just a moment. Another foul ball, 81 miles an hour low in the zone. That'll be strike 2. 0-2 is the count. Blanco getting ahead. That's a nice change instead of getting behind. It's cool seeing Valdez and Hunter Brown hanging out so much. It's nice. Here comes the next pitch. Jimenez hits that one down the first base line and towards the dugout. I like how the Astros start clapping. Who's that called the ball? Is it one of the coaches? They were clapping for him. It's just a simple ground ball. Count remains 0-2. Here's the pitch from Blanco, his 31st of the game. This one's tapped to Blanco. Blanco rushes over and picks it up with his hand, fires to first, but the ball hits the runner. Looks like the runner's hurt a little bit on that one. It looks like Caratini hurt his hand or his wrist a little bit also. So both coaches' staffs are going to come out to check on their players. Wow, when that ball came in, you can see his wrist bent. Take a look at that. Ow. Whenever he caught the ball, the runner hit his glove at the same time. It bent his wrist back. Not really sure why the runner went down and acted like he was hurt. That was kind of weird to me because the runner looked back. He didn't respond like he was hurt, but then he looked back and he saw Victor Caratini, and then he went down on his knees like he was hurt too. So it's kind of like, it reminds me of soccer. When a player goes down, when he realizes something has happened, and so he pretends that he's hurt. I don't think the runner was hurt at all right there. Call me insensitive, but that's what it looked like to me. Because he didn't actually respond and go down and act like he was hurt until after he looked at Caratini. Pretty ridiculous, but everything seems to be okay now. Runner on first with 1 out. Will Brennan is at the plate. First pitch to him is, wow, I can't believe he called that one a strike. On the upper outside corner, delayed call strike by the ump. Crazy. 0-1. Here comes the pitch. That one is just a little too high and outside. 86 miles an hour, and that evens the count 1-1. I'll try to get back to that update I mentioned in just a moment. That one's right in the zone, fouled off to the left side. Strike 2. 86 miles an hour in that pitch. Runner on first with 1 out. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 35th pitch of the game coming for Blanco in just a moment. It's on the way now. Fouled off again. Count remains 1-2. Here comes the next pitch from Blanco. Little too far out, up and out. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The count is even. Progressive field. No comment. Here comes the 2-2 count. Fouled off. Count remains 2-2. No AC on today. I've got all the windows and the doors open. I've got the fan blowing the cool breeze on me. It's nice. This one's hit to the left side. Is it going to be playable for Dubon? No, it's off the net. Almost a foul ball out, but came down off the net, so not playable. Two balls, 2 strikes. The count remains. How about a double play ball, Blanco? That'd be perfect. Perfect. Here's the pitch. Round is third. Oh, first. Caratini tags the bag and goes to second. They call him safe. I didn't mean to say third. Wow, look at that. What a great play by Caratini. A diving catch by Caratini at first. Astros are going to check it. Caratini dives and catches this ball, tags the base, and throws to second. And they say that he's safe, but look at this play by Caratini. I mean, they're going to show it up close in just a second. Look at this. The Batman showing that he's also the glove man. He touches it with the ball and then goes to second. Wow. Might have another double play there. Not the kind of double play I was expecting, but man, what a great play by Caratini. Holy cow, that was great. He's overturned, he's out. two overturns for the Astros so far, and they get the double play. He's out, baby. Amazing play by the Batman, who becomes the glove man. The Astros now have 2 double plays in the first 2 innings. Good stuff right there. Caratini goes into the dugout. Everybody gives him some good job. Good job, mans. That was great stuff. Tender Father, speaking of Caratini, right? How do you like that play? Bit Dog, hey, how's it going, Bit Dog? I'm so happy we got Kyle Tucker back in time, but sad to hear about Yordan Alvarez, especially at this time of year. Amen to that. The timing couldn't have been worse. Tucker finally gets back in the lineup. Astros, when you look at the lineup with Tucker in it, and Yordan in it, and Altuve in it, and Bregman doing well, you just look at that lineup, and we've got other guys in there now, like Caratini and Pena, who have the ability to make something happen. You just look at the lineup, it's like, holy cow, with this lineup, the Astros really can go to the World Series and win it. They can. Absolutely they can. It's almost like, oh, no, we can't allow that. We can't allow the Astros to do that. So I really hope that this bruise or whatever that he has is just a bruise and that he gets over it very, very quickly, because we need him. We definitely need him. Trying to look for some information on a contract deal. Bregman is at the plate, takes the first pitch for strike 1. 0-1 from Cantillo. Cantillo is about to throw his 50th pitch of the game. Oh, I'm sorry. That was weird. That was Tucker, not Bregman. What were they showing me on the screen? Ah, they were showing some kind of... Oh, that's weird. Oh, okay, I see. They showed this up-close image of Bregman, and he was taking a swing. I thought he was warming up at the plate, but he was on deck. I was looking at the news screen, and I came back and I saw Bregman. But that was Tucker who had the 0-1 count. Tucker goes down on a ground ball, and now Bregman has a strike. So he does take the first pitch for a strike, just like Tucker did. Here's the next pitch to Bregman. That one's too far inside for a ball. I'm trying to find some news for you guys. There's some news that I heard about. I'm trying to look it up, but I'm not immediately seeing the information, so it's kind of distracting me. Here comes the next pitch to Bregman. Right in there for strike 2. Man, that was a 74-mile-per-hour breaking pitch. You got to swing at those, man. That was a good-looking pitch. Could have launched that. Go Breggy bomb. 1-2 is the count with 1 out, no runners on. Here's the pitch. This one's hit hard to the right side. That's going to be down for a hit. Is he going to be able to turn it into 2? He stretches. He's going for 2. And he slides in there with a double. He's safe with a double. Wow. Bregman books it to second and just barely gets in there. Almost comes off the base. Woo, that was close. That was a strike to the opposite field, to the right field area. Look at this hit by Bregman. That was just a beautiful hit. Another double for the Astros. And Hustle once again gets them to second base. So both Altuve and Bregman work their butts off to get doubles, man. This is the old school veterans here making it happen for the Astros. Diaz comes to the plate and takes the first pitch high and outside. 1-0. Here's the next pitch to Diaz. He hits this one to the left side, and it's going to get up and over the shortstop. Bregman's going to move to third, no problem. Probably going to be a base hit. Line drive one hopper for Diaz. Runners on the corners now, guys, with one out. Diaz finally doing something with the bat. Striking that one solidly. Yeah, he tried to backhand that one and just couldn't get it. Tough play. I don't mind calling that a hit. The Batman comes to the plate with runners on first and third. I almost said bases loaded. I wish. Right in there for strike one. 0-1. Here's the pitch. A little outside, but just inside the zone. Strike two. 0-2 against the Batman Victor Caratini. I'm going to hit this one straight up your throat. I'm going to make you eat it. It would be really funny if Caratini actually talked like that. Here comes the next pitch. Outside. Ball one. One ball, two strikes. Runners on the corners here in the top of the third. One out. Here's the pitch. This one's bounced to third and foul. They're talking about bringing more Astros out of the game for the next couple of games. They're thinking that they might take him out for tomorrow's game. We'll see. Caratini fouls this one off again to the right side this time, up in the air. Out of play. Count remains 1-2. One ball and two strikes. Here's the pitch to Caratini. He swings and misses for strike three. So the Batman, unfortunately, goes down into the dark night. So out number two. Astros threatening to strand runners again. This is the second opportunity for Caratini to bring somebody in, and he wasn't able to do it. He has now left three runners on. Okay, some injury updates about Jordan. They mentioned Chas McCormick too, but I didn't catch it. Basically, Alvarez is working out on a treadmill with a knee brace. So we'll see how things go. DeCenzo is at the plate. He takes the first pitch for ball one. The next one, as you can see here, is right in there for strike one. 76 miles an hour, right in the zone, almost no movement. Man, you should have launched. Here comes a 1-1 pitch. Runners on the corners, two outs. Cantillo fires over to first. Kind of a fake pickoff move there, as the first baseman wasn't really on the base. It was a half-hearted throw. Count is even 1-1 against DeCenzo. Here's the pitch. He taps that one away. Little tap-tap-taparoo. Down to the right side, down the third baseline. One ball, two strikes. DeCenzo, do something. He's 0 for 1 today. Let's see if he can actually come through right here. Just any hit right here will score a run. Here's the pitch. Strike three again on the same exact pitch that he struck out on last time. High and inside. Strike three. I think that this pitcher shows a really good... He shows us a really good example between the better hitters and the lesser hitters, because the lesser hitters are just looking ridiculous and the better hitters are putting the bat on the ball consistently, even if it just means a lot of foul balls. They're hitting the ball and they're not looking very bad at the plate. But a couple of these guys are just looking pitiful. And right now, DeCenzo is one of them. Astros strand 2 more runners on base. So they've actually had opportunities to score runs every single inning so far, but they've only gotten 1 in the first inning. Astros keep their 1-0 lead. Where it is going into the bottom of the third, a 2-inning no-hitter for Blanco despite walking runners. 4 hits for the Astros, only 1 run. No hits, no runs for the Guardians. The Guardians of the Cleveland Galaxy. There is a news article that I saw, and this is the update I wanted to give you guys. I saw that there is a prediction that one of the Astros players is going to sign a 1-year, $13.5 million deal. Can you guess who it is? If you haven't heard the news, that's the news. There we go. There's the question. Okay. Bo Naylor is at the plate. Strikes it out into right field. Tucker's underneath it. No problem. Puts it away. Out number 1. I've got a question in the chat, guys. What player is predicted to sign a 1-year, $13.5 million deal with the Stros? The only hint I'll give you is that he's already on the team. First pitch is a ball to Daniel Schneeman. Schneeman? Mr. Schneeman. 2 balls, no strikes. Here comes the third pitch. Finally gets a strike on the outside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike to Schneeman. Could just call him Daniel. Next pitch is fouled off. 94 miles an hour. The count is even, 2-2. This is bounced to Altuve. He scoops it up, throws to first. No problem. Out number 2. Routine bouncer to the Tuve man. Tuve gets 2. Blanco at 47 pitches. Not stellar through 3 as far as pitch count. Results are there. He's keeping them off the board. But Blanco has been driving up his pitch count, I think, for a while now. Here comes a 1-0 pitch. That one's in there for a strike. 1-1 is the count. Here comes a pitch from Blanco. Bounce down the first baseline. Caratini gets it, tosses it to Blanco, who runs over to first, and that's out number 3. 3 up and 3 down, no problem for the Astros. So we're through 3, guys. Astros still up 1-0. Jake Myers will be up to bat, followed by Mauricio Dubon and Gray Kessinger. I posted this question in the chat, and for some reason it's acting kind of weird. So, okay, yeah, the chat just disappeared there for a second, and now it's back. And BitDoc says, right, the lineup and our pitching. Yeah, I have issues with the hitting consistency, and without Jordan in the lineup, I'm really concerned. And the relievers have been anything but dependable recently. Coach says Verlander is on the mound tomorrow. Yeah, I see that on the website, on the lineup for tomorrow. I see that he was announced a few days ago. Caesar Real says, happy Friday, Stros. Yeah, happy Friday, Stros. And happy Saturday from Japan. All right. It's funny, I see this player's name, Austin Martin, and I wonder, why didn't they just name him Aston? Aston Martin. That would be funny. What's your name, Aston Martin? I was thinking about changing my name to Lamborghini. What's your name? Diablo. Diablo? What's your family name? Lamborghini. Diablo Lamborghini. Can you imagine? I do think it would be funny, though, to actually legally change my name to something like that. And when I introduce myself, I can say, like if I go to a hotel, I'm here to check in. And what's your name? Lamborghini. And I go, maybe have a Lamborghini tie on just to make it look like I'm part of the company, even though the company is not owned by the family. That would be funny. 2 strikes just like that to Jake Myers. This is what I infamously call the Myers count, 0-2. 0-2 is the Myers count because he does it so much. Here comes 0-2 pitch. In the dirt, 1-2. So Jake tries to recover from the Myers count. Let's see if he can find the cure. In this case, it is not Jean-Claude Van Damme from Cyborg. He is not the cure. And he strikes out on that ball in the dirt. And that, my friends, is why Myers is batting .220. Mauricio Dubon comes to the plate. Dubon had to walk his last at bat, I think, on 4 straight pitches. Here comes the first pitch to him. That's in there. 75 miles an hour. Another good one to be hitting, man. Why are these guys launching on these pitches? Man. Here comes the 0-1 pitch in the dirt. It was a good catch by the catcher. That's what a catcher's supposed to do. Catchers be catching. 1-1 is the count. Here comes a 1-1 count from Castillo. Dubon hits that one hard to left field, all the way out to the warning track, and just foul. Probably a good thing that that went foul. It kind of died before it got to the wall there. Whoops. I got the wrong screen out. There we go. That's better. 1 ball, 2 strikes against Dubon. Here comes the pitch from Cantillo. I almost said Castillo. Cantillo. Dubon bounces this one to third. Should be an easy play to first. It's not a really good throw, but it gets there. First baseman scoops it up for out number 2. 2 away. Greg Kessinger comes to the plate. The guy I've been calling Greg the entire year until just the other day when I saw his name on the screen. First pitch to him is low and inside. Kessinger is looking for his first hit. Man, I can't speak right now. He's looking for his first hit of the season. His batting average is 0-0-0. He hasn't hit the ball once. Here comes a 1-0 pitch. It's on the outside corner, strike 1. They're calling him Cantillo. Is it really Cantillo? Because I've been calling him Cantillo. I see 2 L's, and I think it must be Spanish style speaking. You guys, maybe if you know, you can tell me if I'm wrong or not. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Kessinger about to go down swinging again. He's trying hard to get that hit for the season, but he hasn't come up with it yet. Let's see if he can get it here. Here comes a 1-2 from Cantillo. That one's high, ball 2. That looks like the pitch that always gets DeCinzo. High fastball. Not super fast, just 91 miles an hour. Here's the 80th pitch from Cantillo. Kessinger takes that one low. The count is full, 3-2, so he's giving himself a chance. He's either going to walk or strike out or get a hit. Let's see. That's inside. He gets the walk. Kessinger actually gets on base. Doesn't help his batting average, but, you know, gives the Astros a base runner. Jose Altuve comes to the plate. Crowd boos a little bit. First at bat, Altuve had a double. He steps into the batter's box, getting ready to go. Kessinger on first base, 2 outs. Here's the first pitch to Altuve. Way outside for ball 1. All these crowds that boo Altuve, it shows 2 things. Number 1, they're ignorant. Number 2, they're stupid. But I think it's kind of a mixture of 1 and 2, ignorance and stupidity. They don't know anything about Altuve, or they know it and they're just choosing to ignore it. The constant booing is ridiculous. A little bit of booing for Bregman I can understand. But guys, come on. You're talking about it's been 7 years and Altuve was never proven to be a cheater. It gets so annoying. He's a Hall of Fame player. He deserves better respect than that. Here's the next pitch. High, ball 2. Cantillo giving him some respect, not wanting to pitch it in the zone. Two balls, no strikes. Runner on first, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Another high one. Ball 3. 3 straight balls to Altuve. Cantillo now about to deliver his 85th pitch here in the 4th inning. That's crazy. Here's the next pitch. That was a little low, but Altuve goes after it. He didn't want to take that one. Looks like he was definitely gunning for a good pitch, but that one wasn't quite where he wanted it. I like what he was thinking, though. It's 2 outs. Take a swipe at it. Here's the next pitch. That one's in there, and he crushes it. He gets the one that he wants. Is it off? Yeah, it's off the wall in left field. Altuve is going to get into second for another double. Kessinger gets to third. He's not able to score, but Altuve books it and is able to get it all the way to second. 2 doubles for Altuve in this game. That's exactly what he was trying to do on that last pitch. He was expecting a pitch in the zone with that 3-0 count. It was just not a good pitch. This one was right in the zone, exactly what he wanted. He wasn't able to get the homer, but he hits it off the fence, off the wall. Altuve continues to be the veteran at the plate, man. How awesome was that? See, this is a good example of a batter who knows what he's doing against a pitcher who doesn't know how to deal with a batter like Altuve. Altuve was just gunning for that pitch in the zone, and he got it. He almost got it on the pitch before, but it was a little low. And the next one, Cantillo made the mistake of putting it in the zone. And Altuve made him pay for it. He's lucky that that wasn't a 2-run home run. If that had been Aaron Judge, the ball would have been gone for sure. Can you imagine Altuve being in the body of somebody like Judge or Ohtani? Big and strong, like really big and strong. I'm not saying that Altuve is not strong. It's just that he has a limit that doesn't apply to guys like Judge and Ohtani. So that's the reason, one of the many reasons why I like him so much is that for his size, he's got so much talent. He works so hard. In anime terms, he's Naruto. He works his butt off, and in the end, he saves everybody, right? And he's the best. He's ultimately the best. Even though these big, talented guys who make it look easy, they just can't do the same things that Altuve can do. 2 balls, no strikes, runners on first and second. 2 outs to Kyle Tucker. 2 outs and 2 balls to Kyle Tucker. Check swing on the inside, fouled off for strike 1. That was a weird looking swing there by Tucker. 2 balls, 1 strike. Altuve's the GOAT. I absolutely agree. 100%. 100%. Here's a pitch to Tucker. That one's in there, low and outside, but it was in the zone. Strike 2, 2-2. Come on, Tucker, man. Don't let us down right here. We need you to hit the ball. Drive in a couple of runs, my friend. Rip it out the right field. There's a little gap over there. There's a little gap. And he fouls that one off, barely. See, there's a gap right over there. This one is off the mask of the catcher. Luckily, he hangs in there and he doesn't strike out. Count remains 2-2. Two is the smallest guy on the field and consistently has high numbers of infield base hits in 2020. You're right. That's the thing. That's what's amazing. If he were in a body like Judge or Ohtani, he would be making even those guys look bad. I mean, he makes them look bad considering his stature. But if he were that big, he would be crushing it. That's a wild pitch. And looks like Kessinger's going to be able to score, no problem. Awesome. Runners advance on a wild pitch by Cantillo. This skips past the catcher, and that's going to be a full count. Astros up 2-0. All right. No problems there. So even if Tucker doesn't do anything, the Astros come away with at least 1 run, so that's something. Thanks to Cantillo. He's up to 92 pitches now. He's getting close to 100 pitches in just 4 innings. The Astros have really made him work hard. I'm surprised that they only have 2 runs on the board. 3-2 count to Tucker with a runner on third. Here's the pitch. This one's ground through the right side. It's a base hit. The Astros are going to get another run, guys. Altuve jogs home. No problem. RBI for Kyle Tucker right through that little gap. My hero scores. Little man comes into the dugout, getting some congratulations, getting some love. As soon as he comes into the dugout, he just disappears. All you can see is his helmet. Man, he's like a kid. He's like a kid. All right. Are they having a pitching change? Yep. Cantillo is going to come out. Coach comes out to the mound. That's going to be it for Cantillo after 93 pitches. Yeah. And they're going to have a little break. It's 3-0 Astros. 6 hits for the Stros now with 1 error. The Guardians 1 error, no hits, no runs. So this inning isn't quite over yet. 2 outs. The Astros have managed to put a couple extra runs on the board. It's nice to see that even with the wild pitch, Tucker's hit would have scored runs. Probably would have scored both Kessinger and Altuve. With 2 outs, I'm sure Altuve would have been off and running so that he would have easily scored from second base on that hit by Tucker. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Anything else in here? No, nothing new. Got about 27 people listening in. Thank you so much for being here. If any of you just arrived, essentially, the Astros are up 3-0 in the top of the fourth. 2 outs, Tucker on first. And Alex Bregman is due up. He's going to be facing a new pitcher. I'll find out who that is in just a moment and let you know. It looks like it's going to be Morgan. Eli Morgan. Eli Morgan is on the mound for the Guardians. I will update that on my screen. Alex Bregman is at the plate. Very first pitch is grounded. No, I'm sorry. Popped up. I was going by what I was hearing, but popped up on the infield. So Bregman flies out again to the infield. How many times has that happened this season? I feel like I've said that way too many times. I have. I've seen other channels that make fun of Bregman for flying out so much to the infield, but it's true. He gets under the ball so much. It's a very common thing for him to just fly out to the infield in the very first pitch on the new pitcher. That's exactly what he does. So that's it for the Astros in the fourth, but they do come away with 2 runs, and they are up 3-0. 6 hits now for the Astros, none for the Guardians. Guardians putting up goose eggs so far for hits and runs. Blanco so far able to keep it together through 3 innings. He is up to 50 pitches, so you know, that's not so stellar, but he's making it happen. I'm going to use this opportunity to make myself some coffee. Did you guys see my question in the chat? I haven't gotten really any responses to it yet. But the question is, what player is predicted to sign a 1-year $13.5 million deal with the Astros? I'm going to end it. That will be Justin Verlander, for those of you who are not looking in the chat. Justin Verlander, $13.5 million for 1 year with the Stros. Good? Bad? Meh? What do you think? I'm interested to see what you think of this. Well, somebody actually said to me recently they thought he'd have to get like 25 or 30 million, and I was like, what, for a year? Are you kidding me? Justin Verlander in his current condition? No way, it's impossible. I said maybe 10 million. I wasn't too far off. 13.5. I was pretty close. Kyle Manzardo is at the plate. He's quickly up to 0-2 with Blanco. Blanco ahead in the count. 2 straight strikos. El Strico. Here comes the next pitch. This one's bounced down the first base line. Foul. And I have a base runner on, but I need to correct that. There are no base runners. There we go. Here comes the next pitch from Blanco. This one's hit hard down the first base line. A line drive, but foul. That one was a duck. It was foul. Whack, 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 down the first base line. 0-2. Here's the 55th pitch from Blanco. 86 miles an hour. Low, below the zone. Ball 1. Here comes a 1-2 pitch. That was almost 2 feet out of the zone. Ball 2. Count is even. Next pitch is in the dirt. So after getting ahead 0-2, Blanco is now facing a full count after way out of the zone several times. Here comes the next pitch. Oh, swing and a miss on a terrible outside pitch. It must have looked good to the batter because he went after it, but he wasn't able to get it. Luckily for Blanco, it results in a strikeout. All right, there we go. Highest winning percentages, Astros in the third spot there since the All-Star break. Is that Jose Ramirez at the plate? I think so. First pitch to him is outside for ball. Next pitch is hit to center field way back. Myers is having to rush for it, and he slides at the track and catches it. What a great catch by Jake Myers. Jose Ramirez would have easily had at least a double, if not a triple on that, but Myers makes an amazing catch. He had to run backwards and then to the left and then slide to make that catch right at the wall. Man. What a great catch by Jake Myers, man. Man, if he could hit the ball, what a valuable player he would be, because he is solid in center field. Look at that. Out number 2. Josh Naylor comes to the plate and takes that one on the outside for strike 1. Surprised the umpire called that one a strike. It was a strike, but right there. That one is too far outside. Ball 1, 1-1. Sounds like some rain still coming down. I can hear rain hitting one of the microphones. That one's low and inside. Check swing. They say he did not go. That will be ball 2. Yeah, they're showing some video of the rain still coming down here in Cleveland. See that? Foul ball. Strike 2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the 4th, Blanco looking to shut this down for 4 straight shutout innings. Swing and a miss, a strikeout. The shutout and the no-hitter continue for Ronel Blanco through 4 innings. Astros still up 3-0. Excellent stuff right there. And we're going to take a little break. I'm going to make myself a little more coffee, but I need to put in some creamers first. Anything going on in the chat, guys? What do you think? BitDog says, good, I like JV for his leadership. I do like that. I don't have anything against JV at all. I definitely don't like the idea of him being in there pitching in really important games right now. He's just not there. But you're right. I do like the idea of having him in the dugout. And honestly, if he stayed with the Astros as like a pitching coach, I think that would be freaking awesome. Roldo Aguiar. Oh, yeah. Welcome back. He's finally back. Yeah. I'm back. You're back. Welcome. Good to have you. Ace of Water says, I think a multi-year with Kikuchi locks it in. Yeah, I think that Kikuchi has earned that. And the funny thing is, the only game that he's lost with the Astros, he didn't lose it because of his pitching. He lost it because of a combination of the Astros relief pitching blowing the game and the Astros bats not adding any runs. So they just acted like they didn't care for that game. It was really unfair to him for the way they played that game. The relievers and the hitters both. They just didn't care. They just didn't seem like they cared. I would love to keep Kikuchi. I really hope we can. I really, really hope we can. We need him. Oh, they're showing some really cool highlights of the game winner in the 10th inning versus the Guardians, Victor Caratini. Good times, baby, good times. Yainer Diaz is at the plate. First pitch is fouled away for strike one. Eli Morgan is still on the mound for the Guardians. That's a 92-mile-per-hour pitch out of the zone for ball one. The count is now even. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Diaz pops that one way up. It might be playable by the first baseman. Naylor's over, and it's just out of play about 10 feet. He can't get to it. Good, good, good. One ball, two strikes to Diaz. Diaz is 1 for 2 today. He did come through earlier with a hit. Nice line drive to the shortstop and a one-hop. Couldn't handle it, and it went out into left field. That will be ball 2 right there. It looks like a lot of people are leaving. That's pretty interesting. A lot of people can't take the rain. The rain is getting pretty strong right now, and a lot of people are leaving. Look at that. There are not too many people in the stands, but some of them just don't want to be here during this game. Guardian fans acting like the Astros in that last game versus the Mariners. 2 balls and 2 strikes with that foul ball. It remains the same. Here comes the next pitch to Diaz. That one's in the dirt and outside. The count is full. I forgot to pour my hot water. Here comes the next pitch to Diaz. Yainer sends that one to short, but he's able to handle this one and fire to first and gets him just in time. Ground out, so that'll be the first out of the inning. That was hit on almost the exact same area as his last strike, but not hit nearly as hard and much easier to handle than that line drive one-hopper. Victor Caratini comes to the plate. You can see on his helmet how wet it is out there, all that rain. First pitch is in there, 78 miles an hour, strike one. The Batman, unfortunately, went down swinging for a strikeout his last at bat. Now he's batting left-handed against the right-hander, Eli Morgan. That next pitch is a ball. Just a little low, according to the ump. 1-1. Man, if you're listening to the game right now, you can really hear the rain hitting an umbrella or something. It's pretty loud. And a ton more people are now leaving. Fouled away by Caratini. Strike two. Wow, look at the crowds leaving. I mean, more and more people. Look at all of these people leaving the game. Holy cow. Caratini hits this one hard to right field all the way out to the wall. It might be gone. It's off the wall and over the wall. It is gone. Caratini does it again, guys, with this monster shot. This one was way up there. It just kept going and going and going, and finally gone. It bounces right over the top of the wall and out of the park. Almost playable by the right fielder, but he just couldn't quite get it. Caratini continues to own the Guardians. The Batman. Why do you try to pitch to me? That's what he says. Why do you try to pitch to me? Zach DeCenzo comes to the plate. Little big smiles, little celebration in the dugout. It's all good. 1 ball, no strikes to DeCenzo. Here comes a 1-0 pitch. Tapped back to the back for strike one. 4-0 Astros. 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out to Zach DeCenzo. Eli Morgan on the mound dealing for the Guardians. High and inside, fouled off. Looks like he broke his bat on that one. thought for a second maybe he thought that was strike 3, but actually, well, it couldn't have been with a foul ball. It looked like he was just giving up on that, but he broke his bat. I've got a little highlight here, a little replay of Caratini's home run. You can see how it just bounced right off the top of the wall there, man. It just barely got out. We got another angle. Look at this. Look how close that was. Whew, nice. 1-2 to DeCenzo. This one's hit hard to left field, left center. It's all the way to the wall. It might be gone. It is. DeCenzo hits a home run. Back-to-back home runs, guys. For Zach DeCenzo, the pitcher immediately falls over on the ground, is very upset. DeCenzo gets the second home run for the Astros this inning. Caratini and now DeCenzo. The Astros are up 5-0 over the Guardians. 446 feet. 446 feet by Zach DeCenzo. How do you like that? Man, I love to see that. I want to see that more. Jake Meyers comes to the plate, hacks at the first one in the dirt. Strike 1. Is Meyers trying to add another one on? Back-to-back-to-back home runs? We'll see. Here's the next pitch. That one's in the dirt for ball 1. Holy cow, man. Astros going to town. 1 ball, 1 strike to Meyers. Here comes the pitch. Little high and outside, ball 2. And I need some more hot water in my cup. Here comes the next pitch to Meyers. That one is just barely in there, low and outside in the corner. Somebody goes over from the stands and gets that home run ball. He hit it into the trees. This lady right here went over and got the ball. Somebody threw it to her from the trees. Low and outside, ball 3. Count is full to Jake Meyers. That was interesting. It went into those trees. Somebody got it and tossed it to a lady in the stands. That was nice. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out, no runners on. Here's the pitch to Meyers. Low and away, ball 4. Excellent, said the chicken. Meyers has a good at bat and walks. 2 home runs and a walk now for the Astros. Will have us a 1 out base runner. Yeah, right in center field, they have all these bushes and trees, and DeCenzo just barreled it out there right into those trees. Look at that. Boom, right in there. Bounced around. It looks like the Guardians are going to go ahead and have a pitching change. They got somebody going in the bullpen. Coach comes out, immediately asks for the ball. That's going to be it for Eli. Eli Morgan comes out. Astros are going to be seeing their 3rd pitcher of the game. 5-0 Astros. Suddenly pouring on some runs here in the 4th and 5th. Astros get 1 run in the 1st, 2 runs in the 4th, 2 runs so far in the 5th. With 1 out, they have Jake Meyers on first base. Mauricio Dubon is coming up to bat in just a moment after the Guardians pitching change. Let's see if I can get the information on which pitcher is coming in for the Guardians. Avila. Pedro Avila. That's who it's going to be. Thank goodness for ESPN updating this information quickly. I'm able to get it a little sooner. Once I realized that, they were doing that, it really helps me out because I can try to get that information updated on the screen. before we get back to the game, and I don't have to do it while I'm in the game. That information is not updated quickly or consistently by the MLB website, so I'm very thankful that ESPN updates that much faster. There we go. Okay. Okay, looks like Avila is on the mound. 8 hits now for the Astros, 5 runs. Pedro Avila. First pitch to Dubon is on the way. This one's hit hard but foul down the first baseline and into the crowd. The rain continues to come down here in Cleveland. I wonder if they postpone the game, if the Guardians would just go ahead and say we forfeit. I wouldn't doubt it. So many fans have left. Dubon fouls it away again, same as before. Fouled away down the first base side out into the crowd. He's taking some swings, but he's coming around too late. 0-2 is the count. Myers over on first base, and it is really coming down hard right now. Man, look how hard it's coming down. Can you guys see that on the screen very well? It is really coming down. Dubon hits it down the first baseline, and he's able to just tag the base. Naylor thinks it's the third out of the inning. Look at him. He tags the base, and he starts to run out the field, and he's like, that's 2 outs. And then he tries to run again. He's still confused. Naylor, what is going on, man? Are you on drugs or something, bro? Myers advances to second. 2 outs. Kessinger comes up plate. Still doesn't have a hit for the season. That one's high and inside, but in there for strike 1. 0-1 is the count against Kessinger. Kessinger, what is he? He's 0 for what? How many at-bats has he had this season? That one's low and outside for ball 1. I'm curious to know. Let's see if I can get some information on him for this season. He's had 17 at-bats. He hasn't had a hit in 17 at-bats, and he misses that one for strike 2. This is his 18th at-bat, guys. He doesn't have a single hit. His batting average is all goose eggs. 1-2 is the count with 2 outs. Myers on second. Come on, Kessinger. Get an RBI right here. It's going to be a ground ball to shortstop, and he throws it over to first for the 3rd out. So Kessinger grounds out. At least he put the bat on the ball that time instead of striking out for a 3rd time. That was a good opportunity for him to get a hit and an RBI. His first hit of the season and an RBI, but he just couldn't do it. Poor guy. That's it for the top of the 5th. And in the top of the 6th, Altuve is going to lead it off again. So that'll be nice. Astros come away with 2 runs in the top of the 5th. Couple of nice home runs. Back-to-back home runs by not only DeCinzo, but also the Batman himself, Victor Caratini. Oh, man. The coffee is good today. Oh, yes, the coffee is good. I like to try different coffees. I don't get stuck on one brand. I keep trying many different brands. The ones that I really don't like, or the ones that seem cheap or just taste cheap or whatever, I don't go back and get them again. I don't. But sometimes I'm surprised. Like, for example, I got the really big can of Kirkland Signature coffee. The main reason I got it is because at the time I still had a Costco membership back when I could afford it. And I would just stock up because my house was way out in the country. I have a house out in the country here in Japan, in the Hiroshima countryside. So some items I would just try to stock up on so I didn't have to keep buying them. like the big package of razor blades, big can of coffee, stuff like that. I didn't expect much out of that coffee, but it was actually pretty good. Probably the best value I've ever had. For cost and quality combination is the best. But recently I got UCC Gold, special gold coffee. UCC is a company here in Japan. And this is their special gold coffee. My first time to have it. And I really like it. It tastes good. UCC, I believe, is in Kobe. They are all over Japan. They're everywhere. Key Coffee is another one that I want to try, but their coffee is always expensive. Blanco is back on the mound, guys, but take a look at the mound here. Look at all this water around the mound. Can you see that? Yeah, the conditions on the field are not that great. The crowd, looks like the crowd is down by 50% at least. Here's the first pitch to Lane Thomas. A little outside for ball one. Good start to this game for the Astros. First 5 innings, 5 runs. Here's the next pitch from Blanco, fouled up and away. And that is strike one. Here comes the next pitch to Thomas. He fouls that one back. 93 right in the zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes. Swinging another foul ball. The count remains 1-2. Brian King is warming up in the bullpen. I don't know, guys. I like Brian King. I really think that he's underrated. Just a little bit of work with the Astros, I think he can be a phenomenal pitcher. He's already good. He just has occasional consistency issues. But he did come in a game the other day where all of the main Astros relievers gave up runs, but he didn't. He was the only one who didn't. He was the low man on the totem pole, and he was the only solid relief pitcher in that game. He's the Magnum PI of the team. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just look at him. Look at his picture. Look at the way he looks. And that pitch is on the outside, swing and a miss, strike 3. Blanco gets Lane Thomas swinging for the first out of the inning. Boom. Blanco's ERA was 2.88, and now it's 2.81. Second best leader in the AL. Fromber is the third best leader. Oh man, 79 right in the bottom of the zone. The umpire called it a ball. How can you do that? Don't do us that way. Look at this pitch right there. Look at that. Ah, man. The next one is in there for strike 1. 1-1. Should be 0-2. Quickly, Blanco brings in the next pitch. Swinging a foul ball. And that'll be strike 2. 1-2. Here's the next pitch to Jimenez. Way high. Jimenez holds his swing. The count is even, 2-2. Here's the next pitch to Jimenez. He hits this one out to center field. Myers is already right underneath it. He's able to catch it. He avoids the raindrops in his eyes somehow. Puts that one away for out number 2. Here comes the next pitch. Fouled away. Will Brennan, the batter. Strike 1 to Brennan. Now it looks like Arrighetti is also now going in the bullpen. So I guess the Astros have some choices going on right now. That's pretty interesting that Arrighetti is going. I guess they might want to give him just a little bit of a warm-up there. Next pitch is high for ball 2. And the no-hitter was just broken up by Ronell as Brennan hits that one right up the middle for a single. That's the first hit of the game for the Guardians, and they have a runner on first with 2 outs. I wonder how long they'll let Blanco go. His pitch count now is in the 70s. No, in the 80s. That was his 80th pitch. I wonder if they'll bring King in to try to get this last out. No, they don't. He stays in the game, and he's now facing Bo Naylor. Here's the pitch. He crushes this one to right field. Is that far enough? Holy cow. It was almost a home run, but it was just barely foul. Look at that. That was a towering shot. A lot of height on it. Strike 1. That's a long strike. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. And this one's hit hard to left. Is it going to be playable? Bregman is back. Dubon is over, but no play. That sails into the crowd. Strike 2. 2 hard hit foul balls by Naylor. Man, it is really coming down again right now. The rain is getting heavier. His 0-2 pitch. Grounded foul down the first baseline by Naylor. Kind of wondering why they're letting this game go in this weather. This weather is bad. Wow, it is really coming down. Here's the 0-2 pitch. This one's hit high. Is it playable? No, it's back and out of play. Look at the rain, guys. It keeps fluctuating between steady and hard. Those are the only 2 settings for the rain right now. The count remains 0-2 with 2 outs against Bo Naylor. Runner on first. Blanco loses the no-hitter, but it's no big deal because there's no way he was going to get to 9 innings. He's already at 84 pitches. Here's the 85th. Line drive just foul. That one was ripped down the line. Count remains 0-2 as Naylor keeps fouling the ball off. Hopefully Blanco gets the strike here and ends the inning. Here's the pitch. This one's bounced to Kessinger, who scoops it up and throws the first for the 3rd out. 5 innings, guys. No runs for the Guardians. Shutout for Blanco. Shutout for the game continues. Eight hits for the Astros, 5 runs. 1 hit for the Guardians now, no runs. 5-0. Astros are leading going into the top of the 6th, and I'm sitting here wondering why they haven't called this game or they haven't delayed it. The Astros announcers are even discussing the possibility of the coaches agreeing to just end the game to protect the players. I mean, it kind of makes sense. Most of the crowd has already left. They're not sticking around for this game. Guys, just make it through this inning. Yes, absolutely. So what do you guys think? We are through 5 innings. The Astros are up 5-0. Do you think that they might just end the game early instead of delaying it? It might be better because they've got another game tomorrow and the day after that. It might be better to just cover up the field, keep it dry, and hope that they can play again tomorrow. I wonder if the Guardians, their manager, and the team would be okay with doing that because the weather right now is just bad in Cleveland. Oh, I got a message from a friend of mine in China. Yeah, he's responding to a video that I sent him last night. It looks like for now the game is going to continue. My hero Jose Altuve comes to the plate. 2 doubles today for Altuve. He's having a great game. Making a lot of contact. Here's the first pitch to him. Outside, ball 1. It looks like the rain has stopped, or it has gone down to almost nothing right now. Here comes the next pitch to Altuve. Just barely on that outside corner, strike 1. Here comes the next pitch. That one's high, 92 miles an hour above the zone for about a good 8 inches or so. Two balls, 1 strike to Altuve. Here's the pitch. This one's hit, fouled away. Back and away. That evens the count, 2-2. Here comes the 2-2 pitch to Altuve. Altuve swings at that one too, fouls it away. Bounces it harmlessly on the third base side. Count remains even, 2-2. Last at bat, Altuve had a rip, very strong rip off the wall in left field. Could have very easily been a 3rd home run for the Astros. Oh, it actually would have been the first of 3. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Wow, man, Altuve goes down and just sends that one way out into the crowd on the left side. Look at this, just goes down after that one. Look at this line drive shot to left. Wow. Dangerous. Could have been another base, an extra base hit. There we go with a full count. High and outside. Good take by Altuve. Here comes a 3-2 pitch. That one's in the dirt. Bounces off the dirt and he quickly runs to first. So 1 strikeout, 2 doubles, and a walk for Altuve today. Kyle Tucker comes to the plate. Oh, and I forgot to change the base runner, so we still have Altuve on first. Kyle Tucker at the plate with 2 hits today and an RBI. He's also having a great day. Here's the first pitch to him. Right on the outside corner. I'm hesitant to call those because this umpire is so slow to call those. But I think it's because the Guardians are pitching, he gives them a strike. For the Astros, that would be a ball. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Tucker. Bouncing in the dirt. Good stop by the catcher. Altuve remains on first. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Royals and the Tigers still fighting for that wild card spot. That's interesting. Like the Astros last year. Wow, very delayed call there in the low part of the zone. Look at this really long delay by the umpire. It's right here, okay? See that? Takes him so long to call those. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Tucker. Here comes the pitch. A little light swing by Tucker into right field, right center. It's going to be playable by the right fielder. He's got it no problem. Fires it back in. Altuve remains on first base. That will be out number 1. Not much doing there on that strike. That brings up our Tiger Power Alex Bregman, who also has a double this game. Let's see if he can get another one here. That'd be nice. Here comes a pitch. Oh, good swing on that 93-mile-per-hour pitch on the outside corner, but he's not able to connect. That'll be strike one. Oh and 1. Here comes the pitch. That's hit really hard in the left. That's going to be down. It's going to be a double, it looks like. Alex Bregman is digging. Is he going to make it? Yes, he is. Bregman does get another double, guys. Altuve goes to third on that strike all the way to the wall. Nice, solid line drive strike all the way to the wall in left field for Alex Bregman. Man, it's nice to see Altuve and Bregman smacking the ball like this today and getting extra base hits. Look at that. Boom. Just a nice, solid hit. Both of these guys just making it happen right now. Yainer Diaz comes to the plate. One away. Runners on second and third. Diaz does have a hit today. Here comes the first pitch to Diaz after a long delay from Avila. Yainer slashes it, but down the first base line foul. It was a nice swing. Just came around too late. No balls, one strike, one out. High fastball. Well out of the zone. Swing and a miss by Yainer. Yainer going after more junk out of the zone. Oh and 2 the count against Diaz. Bregman and Altuve on second and third. Another terrible swing by Diaz. He continues to swing at junk out of the zone. If it's too low or too high, then Diaz is interested. He swipes at that one and nothing doing. Out number 2. Caratini comes to the plate. The Batman himself, his last at bat, he homered. Let's see if he can put another one over the fence. 9 hits for the Astros right now. First pitch to him is high and outside for ball 1. Now the only pitcher warming up in the bullpen for the Astros is Spencer Arrighetti. Here comes the next pitch to Caratini. That one's low for ball 2. Two balls, one strike. The pitch to Caratini, a big hack. 84 miles an hour in the bottom of the zone. Complete miss by the Batman. Caratini batting .272. He was getting really close to .280 not too long ago. He slipped a little bit. Let's see if he can bring that back up. 2 balls, 1 strike to Caratini. Here's the pitch. That one's high, ball 3. Come on, let's get some more runs right here. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. That's right on the outside corner. It was close. He tried to get the walk there, but probably best not to swing at that one. It wasn't the greatest pitch to swing at. But the count is now full. Here comes a full count pitch. Fouled to the first base side into the Astros dugout. Three balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. Caratini with a half swing strikeout on the inside corner. And that's it. Nothing doing for the Astros in this inning. Caratini goes down with that half swing. But the Astros still have the lead. 5-0. No runs on the board. No runs on the board for the Guardians and just one hit. Coming up in the next inning, it looks like we're going to have Spencer Arrighetti on the mound for the Astros, facing Don Schneemann to lead it off. Astros stranding 2 more runners this inning. Continue the streak. They've stranded many this game. I'm going to go ahead and bring Spencer Arrighetti into the game here. I'm pretty sure that he's the one that's going to be coming in for the Astros. He was the only one warming up the bullpen. There we go. What's going on in the chat? Anything interesting? Let's see. Nothing new. Nothing new, but likes are still only at 16. I've got 31 people watching and only 16 likes. I need 4 more to get to 20, guys. Let's make it happen. Please make it happen. Just like the video as soon as you get a chance. That really helps out my live stream. I would say that right now things have been recently kind of stalling on my channel. I'm at 223 subs. I would say from about 100 to 200 subs, it actually went up pretty quick. But I think that's because I had a lot of live streams during the summer break. But unfortunately, I don't have any more breaks right now. And recently I've had to miss several games because I have classes. If the games start around the time I'm in class, I can't call them. I have to go to school. It's not like in the US, you know, in the US, if in many schools you can either show up a little late or you can miss a decent amount of classes if you're still getting your work done in your tests. It's not too big of a deal in many schools. But here, when you're on a student visa in Japan, you're a foreigner here, you're required to be here for a number of your classes. And the thing is, because of my health, I've already missed more than 2 months of classes, basically, for being in the hospital and having to go to the hospital. Arrighetti is indeed on the mound facing Schneemann. That first pitch is outside for a ball, outside and high. Next pitch is also outside, 95 miles an hour, ball 2. The field crew is out by the tarps, sitting by the tarps, just waiting for the word to roll them out. But we don't know yet if they're going to postpone or call the game, but we'll see. Next pitch is hit to Arrighetti, who fires over to first, no problem. A little tapper to the mound, and out number 1. 1 away. Schneemann grounds out to Arrighetti Spaghetti. Wow. Some interesting information on the screen there. First pitch to Stephen Kwan is in the dirt for ball 1. This is the information I was talking about, the lowest ERAs by an Astros pitcher versus other opponents all time. Justin Verlander has the top 2 spots. His second ERA is tied with a couple of other guys. Garrett Cole, Mike Scott, Nolan Ryan just behind them. And then down on the bottom of the list there, Blanco. That one looks like it hits him on the foot. Stephen Kwan gets hit on the foot, and they ask if he swung on that one. The umpire on third base says he did not swing, so it'll be a hit by pitch. Let's take another look at that, because he was swinging. Yeah, look at this. He was actually swinging at this pitch. and he held up and got hit on the foot. And they say he didn't go, so he's on first with 1 out. First pitch to Kyle Manzardo. Manzardo, what a name. Is outside for ball 1. Here comes a 1-0 pitch from Arrighetti. Fouled down the first baseline for strike 1. It feels weird to be calling the game with Arrighetti on the mound now. It feels like I'm watching a completely different game, considering how he's a starting pitcher. Here's the next pitch from Arrighetti. Fouled to the left side this time. Strike 2. I'm already out of coffee? That's crazy. That second cup disappeared really fast. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Manzardo. High and outside, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, and runner on first here in the bottom of the 6th. Arrighetti bringing the 2-2 pitch. It's a little low, ball 3, full count against Manzardo. It's going to be a busy few days for me, even though I don't have any school. Calling these games, doing some work around here, washing clothes, teaching online. Got to go out to the countryside to visit my house, go to the hospital, go to the government building. Strike 3 called in the outside corner. Good pitch by Arrighetti. Manzardo thought he had a walk there. He was about to toss his bat, but that delayed strike call by the umpire kind of disappointed him. I'm surprised that they actually gave that to Arrighetti. The umpire has not been giving that to the Astros this game very much. Out number 2. Next batter is Jose Ramirez. Right in there. There's no doubt about that one. 89 miles an hour, right in the center of the plate. Here comes the next pitch to Ramirez. Ramirez hits this one hard to right field. Tucker's all the way back to the wall, and at the wall makes the catch. Woo, man, that barely stays in the park. So that's the end of the 6th. The Astros still up 5-0 after that almost home run right there. Ramirez just put too much height underneath it. Arrighetti gets lucky there. That's the last thing you want to do. You're a starting pitcher and you come in the 6th inning following a shutout performance by your starting pitcher. Just 1 hit. You come in and almost give up a 2-run home run. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. Thank you for liking the video. I appreciate that. I just logged on and subbed with my other. Oh, hey, Rick. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Now I'm up to 22 likes. Awesome. Thank you, guys. 20 is my goal, minimal goal. For this size channel, for having just a little over 200 subscribers, having 20 likes is the minimal goal for the channel, simply because I need to get to that number of likes in order to get seen by more people. If the people that are coming in aren't liking the video and staying and interacting, then YouTube shows it to fewer and fewer people. But the more people who like it, comment, and subscribe, they show it to more and more people. And of course, the more people they show it to, the more people like and subscribe, and then the more people they show it to. So it's like a, I guess you could say, an exponential effect. It's not just like they show it to a little more. They show it to a little more. The amount of people they show it to you, they show it to, goes up. So it's an exponential help for you liking the video. So thank you so much for doing that. Nick Sandlin is on the mound now for the Guardians. A new pitcher for the Guardians, facing Zach DeCenzo. Here's the first pitch by Sandlin. And he hits that one right up the middle. The very first pitch is hit right up the center of the field by DeCenzo. His last hit was a home run, and this one goes right up the middle. Right off the mound. Good job, DeCenzo. Nick Sandlin. Let me get his picture up on the screen here. We have a runner on first. I need to put DeCenzo on. There we go. Nick Sandlin. I need to update him on the screen. Myers fouls one off into the crowd. The count is 1-1 against Myers. 5-0 Astros in the top of the 7th. It looks like the rain has stopped for now. That's good. The game continues. Here comes the 1-1 pitch to Myers. Little outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. I either wanted them to agree to end the game and get the Astros the win, or I wanted the game to continue. I was not interested in a postponed game. That would be silly to postpone this game. This is a ground ball bounced to third. Might be a double play, and it is. So Myers hits into a double play, and that erases their base runner. Good double play. Just barely got him there. Mauricio Dubon comes to the plate with no runners on and 2 outs. Here comes the pitch. First pitch high and outside, but fouled back by Dubon. Strike 1. They're talking about the Twins and the Royals and what could possibly happen with them. It's pretty interesting right now. That ball's in the dirt for ball 1. The count is even. Dubon. Let's see here. What do we have for Dubon's batting today? Yeah, he doesn't have a hit. I didn't think so. That is ball 2. 2-1. Dubon does have a walk. Three balls and 1 strike. That one is way outside and low. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. That one's right in the zone, but Dubon doesn't get around on it in time. And so the count will be full. Fouled away to the right side. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. This is hit up the middle. There we go, hit number 11. First hit of the game for Dubon, right up the middle, similar to DeCenzo, but this one was more of a line drive shot. Right past the glove of the pitcher. Good strike by Dubon. And we have our base runner back on first. So we get a base runner, a double play, and then another base runner. 11 hits for the Astros. So right now, Jake Myers and Kessinger are the only ones to not hit the ball. And Kessinger in the very first play hits it right back to the pitcher, who lobs it to first, no problem. So Kessinger still does not have a hit this entire year in the major leagues. It's got to feel bad when you don't have a hit at all in the majors. Not a single hit the whole season. and you come up, and the very first pitch you tap it back to the pitcher. It's gotta suck. It's gotta suck. So we're in the 7th inning stretch now, I believe, guys. We're in the middle of the 7th. The Astros up 5-0 with 11 hits and 1 error. The Guardians with 1 hit, no runs, 1 error. Got around 30 people listening in and following today. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it very, very much. No more base runner, so I can take that base runner off the pads. Thank you for liking the channel. Thank you for liking the video. If you can get me to 30 likes, that'd be awesome. If you haven't liked the video, please do that now. The more the merrier, I always say. It is almost 10:30 here in Hiroshima. After this game, I've got some online teaching to do. So far, I have 4 classes scheduled today at 1 o'clock, 3:30, 4:30, and 6:30. Man, those are spaced out. I wish I could have all of my classes in a row, either like in the evening or in the early afternoon, one or the other. But unfortunately, I don't. I make my own schedule, but I can't force students to take any particular classes at particular times. I just have to open my schedule, and during that time they can book any times they want. But right now I really need to teach as many classes as possible because I need the money. I go to school full time, but my biggest expense is hospital bills. I'm fighting kidney cancer, which the doctor says now he believes has spread into my lungs, so that's not good. So I spend a lot of money on medicines and hospital visits. I'm going for CT scans on Monday in 2 days. Arrigetti's back on the mound facing Josh Naylor. First pitch is fouled away for strike 1. Naylor has been striking at the ball pretty hard, but he hasn't actually done anything yet, just a ground out and a strikeout. That one's taken for ball 1. 1-1, here's the pitch. Check swing, did he go? Probably not. Yeah, he's safe. 2 balls, 1 strike. Bottom of the 7th. Bottom of the 7th. Or do they have the 7th inning stretch after the 7th inning? I can't remember. Whoa, that one's way inside. Almost hits Naylor. Caratini misses it and it goes all the way to the backstop. Or Diaz, rather. I'm sorry. Three balls, 1 strike to Naylor. Here's the pitch. 90 right in the zone, fouled away down the third baseline into the crowd. Arrigetti wearing the mid-high top Jordan cleats. They're commenting how he's wearing these nice shoes even out in the rain, but like they pointed out, I'm sure he's got several more pairs sitting in the locker room. No need to worry about messing up a pair. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch to Naylor. Right in there, strike 3. Naylor knew it. Yeah, as soon as he got it, he just walked away. He knew that that was a strike. No arguing with that. Strike out for Spencer Arrigetti. Boom. He just puts his bat on his shoulder and walks away. It's the way to do it, man, when you know you get beat. 1 away. Lane Thomas is due up. First pitch is too far inside for ball 1. 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 . 1 Here comes the next pitch. That one's in the dirt. 81. Ball 2. Here's the next pitch from Arrighetti. That one's too far inside. Ball 3. Diaz lifts his mask and encourages Arrighetti to be peaceful with himself and with nature, to become one with the ball. He says, "Calm thyself, my son." 3-0. Here's the pitch. That one's in there on the outside edge for strike 1. Three balls, 1 strike to Lane Thomas, and that one's also in there, 95 in the top of the zone. It looks like Thomas is just thinking, I'll draw a walk, but Arrighetti's not having it right now. He's putting it right in there. He's giving him a little bit of steam. Full count. Second full count in a row. This one's right in there, swing and a miss. He swings at that one, but 95 miles an hour and a very weak swing from Thomas. You're not going to be able to hit the ball swinging like that, my friend. Arrighetti picks up another full count strikeout. 28 pitches now for Arrighetti. So Arrighetti continuing on the same track as Renel Blanco, getting like 15 pitches per inning at least. That first pitch is outside and low, 78 miles an hour, ball 1, way out of the zone. Jimenez at the plate facing Arrighetti. Here's the next pitch. This one's hit down the first base line. Caratini grabs it, runs over to first himself, puts it away for the 3rd out of the inning. And that's it. 3 up and 3 down for Arrighetti in the bottom of the 7th. 2 strikeouts and a ground out. The Batman becomes the glove man. And that'll do it for the Guardians. Almost said the Mariners. Sorry, Guardians fans, if you're insulted by that. The last game that I called was the Mariners, so maybe my mind is still stuck there. Shutout through 7 innings. The Guardians unable to put up a single run on the board so far against the Astros, Los Astros. Let's see what's going on in the Chizat. Nothing right now. I don't have a poll up. Maybe I can create a poll. We've only got a couple of innings left, but I can put up a poll, right? Okay. What will the Astros do in the wild card series? Okay. Win 2-0. Win 2-1. Or the thing we must not mention. There we go. What do you think? It's almost kind of a silly question to ask a channel devoted to the Astros, because I don't think that we're going to have many people saying that they're not going to make it. I think that they've got a solid chance to get through the wild card game, get into the ALCS, American League Championship Series. If my first class is at 1, I should have a little bit of time, maybe an hour and a half, to relax, have some lunch. Nick Sandlin is still on the mound, facing my personal hero, Jose Altuve, at the plate. First pitch is high. Great day for Altuve so far, a walk and 2 doubles. Low and outside, man, that got the corner, but the ump laid off, ball 2. It's nice to see him giving those calls now to the Astros. He has given some really bad calls to them. Here's the 2-0 count, and that one's a strike in the top of the zone. 2 balls, 1 strike. Alex Bregman on deck. Next pitch to Altuve's a little high. He calls that a strike? Are you kidding me? Look, guys, here, I want you to see this, okay? Take a look at this. I'll show you where this ball is going to come in. Here's the top of the zone. Look at it. Look at that. A few inches above the zone, and he calls it a strike. Altuve is going to strike out on the next pitch, unfortunately. But that was very weak performance and inconsistent performance by the umpire, calling these pitches just outside the zone, 2 or 3 inches above the zone, outside the zone. Altuve goes down and strikes because the umpire is incompetent, or at least inconsistent. Kyle Tucker comes to the plate, not Alex Bregman. Why did they say Bregman was on deck? Earlier they said Bregman was due up next. They misspoke. It was Kyle Tucker. 1-0 is the count against Tucker. Here's the next pitch. Right on the outside corner, strike 1. The count is even. Man, you just can't trust what the announcers say. You have to really pay attention. 1 ball, 1 strike to Tucker. That was hit hard to right center, and that's going to be down for a hit. Right fielder slides and throws it in. Tucker's trying to go for a double. He's easily going to be thrown out. So that's going to be it for Tucker. So Tucker hustles around, but he makes a poor decision to go to second. He's easily thrown out at second base. That ball was there way before he was, a full second. You got to applaud the effort, but it was bad base running. So 2 outs. The crowd boos. That must mean that Alex Bregman is at the plate, and he is. Strike 1, high in the zone. Oh, and 1 to Bregman. Bregman has a couple of nice doubles today. 2 for 3. Let's see if he can beat Altuve right here. He's going to have to get at least a walk to match Altuve's performance tonight so far. Count is even with that pitch, 1-1. Next pitch is also out of the zone for ball 2. This is hit sharply, this next pitch, down the third baseline for strike 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes against Bregman. 12 hits for the Astros in this game. Fouled back. Count remains 2-2. Here comes the 2-2 pitch to Alex Bregman from Nick Sandelin. That's in the dirt. We're going to have ourselves a full count pitch. If Bregman gets the walk here, then he and Altuve will have an identical night so far with a walk and 2 doubles. Here comes the pitch. That one's on the outside. It looks like Bregman is going to get himself a hit. He does. It drops in. So he surpasses Altuve's performance. He has 3 for 4 today with another single. So he's got 2 doubles and a single. Just barely drops it in there. Good hit by Bregman. Now the coach is coming out to the mound. It looks like they're going to make another pitching change. Sabrowski is coming in. Yep. So the Guardians are going to pull Sandelin and put in Sabrowski. He's on his way out to the mound right now. So we're going to have a short break while the Guardians have another pitching change. We'll be back in just a moment. I'm going to update the pitcher for the Guardians. It looks like they don't have a picture for him on ESPN's site. I have to try to find one online. Let's see. Eric Sabrowski. There we go. All right, I almost have it updated here. Eric Sabrowski. Eric Sabrowski's coming in the game. I guess he hasn't been with the Guardians long. They don't have his picture updated on ESPN's website. He's been in 7 games this season. He doesn't have an earned run yet. He's only pitched 11 innings. ERA is 0. First pitch to Yiner is a swing and a miss. Strike 1. Bregman on first with 2 outs. That one's way high. That next pitch, it's ball 1. Yiner has 1 hit today, but his other 3 at-bats looked absolutely abysmal. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Diaz. That one's in the dirt for ball 2, 2-1. The commentators are just now saying what I said a long time ago. A little outside. Gonna be another ball. Ball 3. 3-1 to Diaz. They're talking about him chasing the high fastball or chasing the ball in the dirt. And they're talking about what an amazing hitter he could be. By not swinging at those. And that's what I've been saying for a long time now. I mean, he's batting almost 300. Can you imagine what he'd be batting if he would lay off those crappy pitches? So with that walk, Diaz is on first, Bregman's on second, 2 outs for Caratini. He's up batting right-handed. Caratini fouls this one down the third baseline for strike 1, and I need to put some base runners on. I didn't put anybody on, my bad. There we go. Fixed. There's the foul ball by Caratini. 0-1 against the Batman. He's got a really nice home run already in this game. Let's see if he can do something from the right side of the plate. He had a left-handed home run. For those of you who may not be aware, Caratini is a switch hitter. Pretty awesome, I think. Caratini catches, plays first base, switch hits. He is indeed the Batman. Many tools on his belt. This one's fouled back. Oh, it knocked the mic down. That was crazy. There was a loud sound right there as Caratini fouls this ball back. And if you watch this video here, look back here. The microphone is right over here. Okay, watch. Boom. It knocks the microphone down. Did you see it? It was loud in my ear because they had that microphone going through for the live feed. That's hilarious. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Caratini. 2 outs, 2 runners on. Don't strand more runners, man. Bring them home. Here's the pitch. Yeah, it's in there, strike 3. He takes it, no problem. He walks away. He knows that's a strike. You failed us this time, my friend. At least you got the home run before, but with 2 runners on, you really need to be hitting the ball, and you can't let a pitch like that go. Look at this pitch. Curveball right in there. How do you not swing? I'm sorry, guys. I don't care what anyone says. I know that people will say, well, you're not a major league player, you don't know what it's like, and this and that, whatever, blah, blah, blah. It is true. I've never played in the major leagues. That's true. Absolutely true. But I can tell you this. I faced guys who threw really good curveballs. That was a 74 mile per hour curveball, I think. And I know for a fact that when a curveball like that first comes out of the pitcher's hand, depending on if it's a right-handed pitcher or a left-handed pitcher, there's going to be a little bit of a difference, but the effect is the same, okay? If it's a right-handed pitcher and you're batting right-handed, like I did, I could bat left-handed, and I did sometimes. I could hit the ball really hard, but I found that I didn't have as much control over where I wanted to hit the ball as I did right-handed. So I typically only batted left-handed when I felt like there was a good reason to. Or if we had a lot of runs and I just wanted to practice, that sort of thing. Or we were way behind. But the thing is, when a right-handed pitcher would throw to me, at first it looks like it's coming at you. And it throws you off a little bit. You start to get out of the box, and you don't have much time to get back in and swing. But when it's coming in at 74 miles per hour, you absolutely do have the time to adjust and swing. You do. So I can't accept anybody telling me that you don't have enough time to adjust, because that is not true. For those of you who have batted against pitchers pitching that speed on a curveball, you know that what I'm saying is true. You absolutely have the time to adjust. Even if you step back, you still have time to get that bat back and hit that ball, because when you realize it's coming into the zone, it's not coming at you, it's coming at the zone, you can swing. So when I see a pitch like that for a major league player, it really irks me. Especially when I see the Astros do it. It really drives me up the wall to stand there and take a strike like that for strike 3. Absolutely insane. I used to hit those balls over the fence. I was not a really big home run hitter. I guess if I were to compare myself to somebody very much like Altuve's style of hitting, sometimes able to drive the ball out, definitely hits some home runs, but more about just being able to put the bat on the ball and get it into play, get hits, get on base. This is the kind of hitter that I was. When I was a teenager, I was batting one year 798, and I know that sounds crazy, but it's absolutely true. The reason is because I just felt like I could just hit the ball where I wanted to, and I was like a single and a double machine. Especially singles. I would just get singles like it was nobody's business. But when I got into high school, I faced some pitchers that were much faster, much harder, and I found that hitting the fastball and hitting the curveball were not that difficult, in my opinion. It's the other type of pitches that you have to be on the lookout for. That's the way I felt. Arrighetti walks one batter, and now he is facing Will Brennan with a runner on first. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's right. Runner on first. They just updated the information on the screen. 0-1 to Brennan. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to... Man, they are not updating the information on the screen, okay? Bo Naylor is actually at the plate. And that's a swing and a miss for strike 2. Brennan is the one who was walked and put on first base. They are really failing me and letting me down with the information on the screen right now. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Naylor goes down on 3 straight pitches, guys. So a strikeout for Arrighetti after a walk. 1 away. Runner on first. 1 away. It is starting to get warm in here. I think the temperature is going up outside. Not enough airflow. The wind must be blowing outside. The door closed. My door closed. The wind blew my door shut. Now there's not as much airflow. I gotta go prop it open. I'll do that in just a moment. Here's the next pitch from Arrighetti. Another strike. 2 strikes in a row. It's 0-2 to Daniel Schneemann. Mr. Schneemann. There's the second strike by Arrighetti. Here comes the next pitch. Fouled back. You know, the thing about a fastball is that you don't have a lot of time to think about it. You got to get around really fast. I faced some guys who could throw 90. I've never faced higher than that other than on a machine. 94 miles an hour outside and high. Ball 1, 1-2, the count. So I know that you don't have a lot of time. You gotta get your swinging motion, and then at the last moment, you either swing or you don't. But if it's an off-speed pitch or a curveball, something like that, you gotta adjust your swing. Ball 2, 2-2, the count. I think I'm gonna try to update this just a little bit. Next pitch is foul tip. Count remains 2-2. I think that'll be all right. Update my preview screen a little bit. It was lagging too much. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Daniel Schneemann. He's 0 for 2 today. Let's make it 0 for 3, Arrighetti. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Check swing, did he go? They say he did not. That will be ball 3. Full count. Runner on first, 1 out. The bottom of the 8th. Astros up 5-0, everyone. If you're just joining and you don't know the score and don't see it on the screen. 88 miles an hour below the zone by a couple of inches. Ball 4. 2 walks for Arrighetti this inning. A walk, a strikeout, and then a walk. That will bring up Stephen Kwan, the leadoff batter in this lineup for the Guardians. Runners on first and second with 1 out. Best opportunity they've had pretty much in a while in this game. That pitch is high, 95 miles an hour for ball 1. 13 hits for the Astros, 1 hit for the Guardians. Here comes the pitch. Outside, way outside. Ball 2. Now Diaz is going to walk out to the mound. Caratini, Bregman walk over. They're all going to have a little meeting of the minds. Kessinger is even in there. He stays on the outside. They're like, listen, man, you stay back. No, you stay back. You haven't got a hit this season. And he's like, hey, guys, my cleats are clean. Can I come up? Yeah, you can listen. You can listen, but you can't talk. You don't talk. You get a hit. You get a hit this season, you can talk. Bregman is always chatting with the pitchers, even in the dugout. I just imagine Bregman is the kind of guy who knows a lot about the other players on the other team, what they can and can't do. All right, Arrighetti's back on the rubber. 2-0 count, 1 out, 2 runners on. Here's the pitch. A little outside and high, 89 miles an hour, ball 3. Arrighetti threatening to have another walk here. Here's the 50th pitch. 95 miles an hour. Kwan just automatically takes that one right in the zone. 3 balls, 1 strike. Here comes the next pitch to Kwan. This one's hit hard, foul down the third baseline. 95 miles an hour. Full count. Here comes a pitch from Arrighetti. High ball. Bases are loaded. So Arrighetti has walked 3 runners to load the bases. A walk, a strikeout, and 2 walks. And Espada's coming out of the dugout. And he's taking Arrighetti out of the game after 52 pitches. Arrighetti is ticked off and he's trying to destroy the rosin bag. He reluctantly, unhappily gives the ball to Espada, and that's going to be it for him. Disappointing short outing for Arrighetti, but at least he gets it out of his system. Maybe he'll be doing better when he gets a start, because those 2 1/3 innings, not stellar. Too many pitches. If you think about how crazy that is, he's only pitched 2 1/3 innings, but he had 52 pitches. That is unacceptable. And pulled out before he could even get through 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. Can't be doing that. I bet the Guardians are glad now that they didn't decide to give up this game, because with bases loaded they have a chance to try to come back. It seems that the Astros are going to bring Bryan Abreu in. So let's update the base pads. I haven't put these base runners on. There we go. Bryan Abreu coming in the game. Let's hope that we see the lockdown, ice cold Bryan Abreu. That's who we need in this game right now. Ice cold lockdown mode. Bryan Abreu. Get him updated on the screen here. There we go. Man, Arrighetti was jawing at the umpire, the home plate umpire, when he was on his way out. And he gets ejected. He was taken out of the game and he got ejected anyway. But you know what? That umpire has been bad all game for the Astros. On both ends. He's been inconsistent, but it has definitely favored the Guardians about 80 or 85% of the time. So it has been skewed. Bases are loaded for Abreu, guys. Here we go. First batter is Manzardo. First pitch is just barely outside. 85 miles an hour for ball 1. Come on, Abreu. Let's see that ice cold that you used to have. Show it to us again. That was not a bad pitch. 84 miles an hour, but just missed the bottom of the zone. Could have been a strike. Clipped the edge. 2-0. Here's the next pitch from Abreu. Manzardo check swing. Did he go? They say he did. And that will be a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. Two balls and 1 strike to Manzardo. Here's a pitch from Abreu. That's right in there. 97, right in the bottom of the zone. Beautiful pitch. Wow. Yankees lost to the Pirates. That's crazy. The count is even, guys. 2-2. Here comes a pitch from Abreu to Kyle Manzardo. Strike 3 right in there. No doubt about that one. Beautiful pitch by Abreu. Can't call that one a ball. Out number 2. What a beautiful pitch. Look at that. He was like, what? Oh, He got sad about that one. He put his head down. Jose Ramirez comes to the plate with 2 outs and bases loaded. That first pitch, 98 miles an hour in the bottom of the zone. Strike one. Nice pitch. Abreu, come on, man. Show him how filthy you are. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Ooh, man, that had a lot of movement on it, but it was too low. Look at this pitch. The bottom just fell out. Now, that kind of pitch right there is difficult to hit. That was a beautiful curve. Or is that just a sinker? That was a beautiful pitch. Here comes a 1-1 pitch from Abreu. This is grounded to the first base side. They're going to say foul. Caratini's able to grab it, but they say it was foul. Man, that was almost it. That was almost the third out right there, but the count is 1-2. Not too many fans left in the crowd. Abreu trying to give them a heavy disappointment right here. 2 outs, bases loaded, 1 ball, 2 strikes. He keeps shaking off the calls. He doesn't get what he wants, so he steps off the rubber for a moment. The crowd boos. Why? And now Diaz is going to run out to the mound to have a little chat with Abreu. It looks like they have some issues getting their communication straight here. So it looks like Abreu and Diaz disagree. Now Caratini's over listening in. That's funny. So it's like Abreu is really listening into both of his catchers. They've got something planned right here. Let's see how it pans out. 1 ball, 2 strikes, guys. 2 outs, bases loaded. Here in the top of the bottom of the 8th, rather. Here comes a pitch from Abreu. Way outside, 91 miles an hour. Ball 2. The count is even. 2-2. Here's the pitch. Oh, right in there, but fouled off. It'll tap or foul. Changeup. Pretty interesting. They said that the changeup by Abreu has been thrown less than 1% of his pitches. And he's thrown it twice now. That's interesting. Here's the 2-2 pitch. 85 miles an hour. Fouled off. Swings way too early on that one. Two and two, guys. Another 2-2 pitch on the way. Abreu trying to get out of this inning. And he does. Strike 3. 89 miles an hour. Low and inside. Swing and a miss. Awesome. Abreu with a big smile. They said that the batter, Ramirez, smiled at Abreu, giving a little kudos to him on that at bat. Man, how do you like that? That's the Abreu that I want to see in the playoffs, guys. The ice cold Brian Abreu comes in with bases loaded, 1 out, and sits down the next 2 batters. The Guardians come away with nothing. After Arrighetti walks 3 batters, loads the bases, Abreu comes in, gets the final 2 outs, shuts them down. We continue to have a shutout through 8 innings. The Astros up 5-0. A 1-hitter going against the Guardians. If it weren't for the walks in this game, the Guardians would have basically no opportunities, almost no opportunities to bring in runners. Man, what an inning. What a great performance by Brian Abreu. That is the guy I want to see to come in and just be all lockdown mode, not giving up anything. Man, that gave me chills to see Abreu pitching like that. And the communication with, the catchers coming out, Diaz coming out, and then Caratini coming over, seeing that conversation between Abreu, Caratini, and Diaz just made me feel good about the situation. After that, Abreu went to change-ups and was able to get the strikeout. Just great professional ball right there. Cannot complain about that whatsoever. Great stuff. Zach DeCenzo is at the plate now, guys. He is 2 for 4 today with a single and a home run. Eric Sabrowski is back on the mound for the Guardians. First pitch is a ball. Second pitch is in there, 78 miles an hour, fouled away by DeCenzo. And I got to sneeze. Yay, I was able to get to that mute button before sneezing. I forgot to open my door. It's too warm in here. Here's the 1-1 pitch to DeCenzo. 92 on the outside corner, fouled away. Strike 2. I'm going to open my door right quick. 1 second. Hader is on the mound warming up, or in the bullpen rather. One and 2 pitch comes into Zach DeCenzo, fouls it away. Count remains 1-2. I think I'm going to go for a 3rd cup a week coffee. 1 ball, 2 strikes to DeCenzo. Here comes the pitch from Sabrowski. Is that what his name is? Yeah, I remembered it correctly. Swing and a miss by DeCenzo. Unfortunately, he goes down swinging for the first out of the top of the 9th. I'm a little bit indifferent to it right now, simply because the Astros are up 5-0. Solid performance by the pitchers. A little shaky at times, but buckling down and getting it done. Not a lot of help from the umpires today. Myers takes the first pitch for a strike. He's 0 for 3, one of the only Astros batters to not have a hit. He and Kessinger having no hits today, and he has the Myers count now, 0-2. Any thoughts going on, guys? That's how it's done. Abreu, great job. Absolutely, absolutely. I couldn't be happier with that performance. Abreu was solid. I like not only the performance, but the interaction between him and our catchers. Just beautiful professionalism, and his adapting to what they recommended and getting the strikeout. I mean, how awesome is that for a pitcher like Abreu to want to really pitch a certain pitch, and Diaz to strongly disagree, come out and chat, and then chat with Diaz, and then after that he gets the strikeout. How awesome is that? Here's the next pitch to Myers. Fouled away again. Myers trying to get that hit. Top of the 9th. We're getting close to the end of this one, guys. Astros up 5-0. The count is 0-2 against Myers with 1 out. 94 in the top of the zone. Fouled away again by Myers. Altuve with 2 hits. Tucker with 3. Bregman with 3. Diaz, Caratini with 1. DeCenzo with 2. Myers with 0. That one's in the dirt. Ball 1. 1-2 to Jake Myers. Dubon with a hit today. Kessinger with no hits for the entire season. Kessinger is coming up in just a moment. It's going to be his final chance, possibly, to get a hit this season, unless they play him again tomorrow. They might play him again tomorrow, the next game. It's highly likely, So, but I'd still like to see him get a hit today. Here's the next pitch to Myers. Curveball on the outside corner, strike 3. Yeah, Myers kind of stood there hoping that maybe they'd call it a ball, but he didn't. That was a strike. Can't argue with that one, my friend. Myers continues to have a terrible day at the bat, despite having a good day as usual in the field. He made a really great sliding catch right by the wall in center field earlier today. Kessinger's at the plate, takes the first one for ball one. Oh, I'm sorry, this is Dubon, not Kessinger. My bad. So Kessinger might not. If Dubon gets on, then Kessinger will bat. Here's the pitch to Dubon. Fouled off. Strike one. Count is even. So let's hope that Dubon can get on just so that Kessinger can have another opportunity to get a hit today. Here comes the pitch. That was a little low and inside. Could have been called either way, but the ump actually lays off. Ball two. Surprising. It was shocking the way you called it a ball against the Astros today. Here is the next pitch to Dubon, fouled away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And sorry for that really bad Christopher Walken impersonation. I used to be able to do Walken much better, but I haven't done it so long I just kind of lost it. It's like speaking another language. If you don't use it, you lose it. That's going to be a fly out for Dubon out into right field, and no extra at bat for Kessinger. We're going to go into the bottom of the 9th inning, guys. The Astros up 5-0. Most of the damage the Astros did today came in the 4th and the 5th. They scored 2 runs in each respective inning. The first inning they got 1, but they have 6 innings where they scored nothing. And that's one of the things that I don't like. Some people say, oh, as long as the Astros can score 5 runs, you know, they can do it. The pitchers can hold them down. 5 runs is good. But what I don't like is when they have 6 innings of not getting runs and stranding runners on base. I find that unacceptable. They've got 13 hits and only 5 runs. I think that they should have at least 7 runs, if not 8. Because if you think about it, they also have 2 home runs, but those are solo shots. Without those solo home runs, it's only a 3-0 game. So I don't feel that, I mean, despite winning 5-0 going into the bottom of the 9th, I still think there are issues with stranding runners on base. And by the way, I've mentioned this before, but I don't know if those listening right now have heard this or if you understand the difference. Do you know the difference between stranded runners, like left on base runners? Stranded base runners and left on base. A stranded base runner is any runner that's left on base at the end of the inning. So at the end of the inning, you'll hear the announcers say, the Astros strand 2, or the Astros strand 1. It just means that they had base runners on when they got 3 outs that they weren't able to bring home. But LOB, left on base, is different. It means a batter comes to the plate with a runner on and has the opportunity to move them around, score them, etc. And they don't. They don't get a hit, they don't get a walk, or they get out. That's a left on base. And the Astros have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. They've left on base 22 base runners this game. That is very, very high. And unfortunately, Caratini, despite having the solo home run, he has left 7 on base. All right. Hader is on the mound, and he is facing Josh Naylor. Naylor fouls the first pitch back. So I guess I should change the pitcher. Abreu's day is done. Check swing by Naylor, and he didn't go around, so that'll be ball 1. Okay, there we go. Got that updated. Here comes a 1-1 pitch to Naylor. 95 right in the zone, fouled away for strike 2. Who's better, Alvarez or Altuve? Geraldo, are you actually a fan of the Astros? Do you know the Astros? Low and outside. Ball 2. Hader pitching to Josh Naylor, the leadoff batter here in the bottom of the 9th. Astros trying to close this game out. 97 miles an hour, up and away, fouled off. Count remains 2-2. That's how it's done. Our catchers are amazing. Yeah, I think they are. I really think they are. Think about how different this year is with Caratini and Diaz, rather than Diaz not getting as much playing time and having to watch Maldonado in the game, you know? Big difference, right? Big difference. Here's the pitch. Low and outside, ball 3. Full count. Timeout called by the batter. He steps out. Oh, I can put some more hot water in here. I seem to be out of hot water. I guess I'm going to have to settle for a half o cup o coffee. I guess that's okay. Here comes the pitch. That one's low and inside. Ball 4. Another batter walked by the Astros. Hader picks up a walk. It seems that all of the pitchers except for Brian Abreu had been walking batters. Leadoff runner for the Guardians. Currently, the Astros are set to face the Royals in the wild card series, assuming nothing changes. But there's still an opportunity for that to change. Could be the Tigers. Who would you guys rather play, the Royals or the Tigers? Something going on. The umpire over having a discussion with somebody over close to the cameras. Not sure what's up there. Runner on first. Runner on first, no outs. Hader is now facing Lane Thomas, and he throws that pitch outside. Hader not putting the ball close to the zone so much. Here comes a 1-0 pitch. That one's in there on the outside corner. 96. Strike 1. Here comes a 1-1 pitch. Fouled back. 96 miles an hour. Good pitch by Hader that time. Strike 2. The count is 1-2. Hader shakes off a few different calls. Now he has what he wants. Here comes the pitch in the dirt. 89 miles an hour. The count is even, 2-2. Here comes the 2-2 pitch by Hader. And this one's hit up the middle. That's the second hit of the game for the Guardians. And now they have runners on first and second. First hit given up by the Astros this entire game since Blanco gave up the first hit. So much for the one hitter. Okay, they're bringing a new rosin bag to the mound. Apparently, that's what Hader was asking for earlier. I guess one of those rosin bags was just too wet. pretty interesting. Now the coach for the Guardians is arguing. He's wondering about the rosin bag. I guess he's upset because apparently the rosin bag came from the Astros dugout. Not really sure what's going on there, but Hader just wanted a dry rosin bag, and apparently the rosin bag that came from the Astros side, the coach for the Guardians didn't like that, and he was complaining about it. David Fry comes to the plate, pinch hitting for Jimenez. 2 runners on with no outs. First pitch is right in there, strike 1, 94 miles an hour. Good leadoff pitch from Hader. Fry from Futurama. Not sure if strike or if ball. That is a ball. Oh no, it's a strike. He did go. They say he did go. 0-2. Fry, not sure if strikeout or ball 1. We'll see. If you guys don't get it, you don't know the meme. Here's the pitch. That's hit hard to left field and down all the way to the wall in the corner. That's going to score some runs, at least one. Way in the corner. That one's just terribly ripped down the line. Yep. Double for Fry, the pinch hitter, against Hader. Here we go again, guys, with the relievers breaking down. There goes the shutout. So we lost the one hitter. Then we lost the shutout thanks to Josh Hader. I don't care what you guys say about Josh Hader, man. I don't care about the amount of saves and all this other stuff. He just has moments where it's very important, or it should be pretty easy, and he just gives up too much. Just gives up way too much. And this is one of those moments. There's another pinch hitter in for Brennan. This is John Kinsey. What kind of name is that? Noel. I'm just going to call him Noel. First pitch is a strike. Still no outs. Runners on second and third. 5-1 Astros. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss in the dirt. Strike 2. 2 pitches low and 2 strikes against Noel. Freaking Hader, man, I swear. This stadium is almost empty. Got a few fans still left. At least they got to see one run. Tried to throw another one low for him to swing at, but that one was a terrible pitch. Bounced right in front of the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. No outs. Runner on second and third. Hader quickly goes into his windup. Here's the pitch. Strike 3, 83 miles an hour. Finally gets an out against Noel. A .218 batting average hitter. Not too much to brag about. Should have gotten him. 1 away. Is Hader going to be able to put them away? Or is he going to give up more? Let's see. I've got 29 likes, guys. I need 1 more to get to 30. If you haven't liked the stream, I hope you can do that now and help me get to over 30. That'd be great. Strike 1 to Angel Martinez. Martinez batting for Naylor. Here comes a pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Martinez batting .233. The Astros now actually have a pitcher going in the bullpen. Here's the next pitch. Ground ball to Altuve. He scoops it up, goes to first. He's barely able to get it over there with a spinning throw, but that's going to score another run. 5-2. 2 runs now on the board for the Guardians. But the Guardians are going to say that that play at first is not worth reviewing. They're going to say just keep playing. Little difficult play by Altuve, but he was able to get it. The throw was a little off, but Caratini was able to keep his foot on the base long enough to get the out. So no problem there. No contest, no challenge by the Guardians. They have a runner on third with 2 outs. 5-2 Astros in the bottom of the 9th. Is it another pinch hitter? Yes, it is. Brian Rocchio comes to the plate, batting .209 for the season. Here comes, well, no. Hader's just not getting back on the rubber. Here comes the pitch. This is hit to center field. Myers is back, and underneath it should be the 3rd out, and it is. That's it for the game. 5-2. The Astros win this one. Hader finally, after giving up 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th, gets the save. But I think that's nonsense. Hader giving up that much in the 9th inning. We can't be having that right there. That's it, guys. So the Astros win this one with 13 hits. They give up 3 hits, win it 5-2. And like I usually do, I'll give you a quick summary of this game. And let you know about the game coming up tomorrow before we sign off. How about that? Before I get started, I do want to say thank you to everyone for joining me today. Some of you, will probably leave before the summary and all of that. And I just wanted to say thank you for being here. Thank you for liking the video. Thank you for subscribing and being here to comment and support the channel. And any donations that you're willing to send are appreciated. They would help me out very much with my medication expenses. They are quite difficult. And just to let you know, I had to borrow a couple $100 from a friend of mine a couple days ago just to make sure that I had enough money to pay for my medication on Monday when I go to the hospital, because cancer medication is not cheap. The medical coverage here, the insurance in Japan is quite good, but still, when you're not able to work full-time, you're going to school and you're working part-time as a teacher, and you're having to spend so much time studying, I can't make a lot of money. Luckily, I do have an online teaching job that I make about $14 an hour, but I'm limited. I'm only allowed to work 28 hours a week because I'm under a student visa. But I don't even come close to working 28 hours. I don't even get to 20 hours, really, because I have to balance my time between doing homework, studying, and working. So there we go. And now I'm doing this in the mornings when I can. So your help is appreciated very much. If you can help, if you got a few dollars lying around and you can afford to help me out, my PayPal link is in the description. Thank you very much. But for those of you who can only afford to like the channel or comment or subscribe, thank you also. Let's take a quick look at this game scoring summary for the game, and I'm gonna need to put on my reading glasses. I've got it now on my small screen, so I can't see it. Here we go. In the first inning, the top of the first, Bregman hit a sacrifice fly to score Altuve, 1-0 Astros. In the top of the fourth, Kessinger was able to score on a wild pitch, Astros 2-0. In the top of the fourth, Tucker singled to right, scoring Altuve, 3-0 Astros. In the top of the fifth, Caratini homered to right, followed by another homer to center field, a monster shot by DeCenzo, 446 feet. Pretty crazy. 5-0 Astros. In the bottom of the ninth, the Astros lost their shutout when Fry doubled to left off of Hader, and that made it 5-1. Martinez would come up, ground out to second, scoring Thomas, 5-2 Astros, and that's where the game would end. The two bright sides of this game were that the starting pitching pitching, well, I guess you could say three. You could say three. One is the starting pitching was good, although Blanco threw way too many pitches in the first 5 or 6 innings. I mean, way too many. He got up to almost 100 pitches, and that's just too much. The Astros did walk too many batters. The only pitcher that didn't walk anybody was Abreu. Everybody else was walking batters. It was insane. Hader loaded the bases in the 9th inning with walks and gave up 2 runs. Blanco walked several batters. Every time the Astros were in a bind or put runners in scoring position, it was because of walks. That's ridiculous. But thankfully, they were able to wiggle their way out of trouble and keep the score down. The other thing is that the Astros did put up 5 runs, and that's good. But 2 of those runs came off solo home runs. And here's the other thing. The Astros stranded a lot of base runners. They had many opportunities with runners on base, and they just didn't bring them around. This is a big problem that consistently hurts the Astros. They could have very easily scored 8 or 9 runs this game instead of 5. They should have, but they didn't, and that's an issue. The relievers were a little shaky with the exception of Brian Abreu, which is kind of the highlight of the end of the game for me, because the Astros weren't getting any extra runs in the final few innings, and their relievers weren't really getting it done. Arrighetti came in, and he just picked up where Blanco left off, and he was walking people and throwing way too many pitches, and he loaded the bases. Oh, no, it was Arrighetti that loaded the bases with walks, not Hader, but Hader did walk some guys and give up a couple of runs. But because of Brian Abreu coming in and pitching lockdown mode and getting 2 outs to end the inning, the Astros didn't give up any runs in the 8th, in the bottom of the 8th. So Brian Abreu was looking like Iceman, just like he used to. So that was the highlight for me. Out of everything that happened in the game, that was the thing that really, really stood out to me, is how Abreu came in with bases loaded in the bottom of the 9th and got the final 2 outs. Just like Iceman. That was awesome. So let's take a quick look at the game tomorrow. Who's on the slate? I believe it's Verlander, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is, guys. So Justin Verlander is on the mound tomorrow. This will definitely be his final game of the season. Whether or not we'll see him in the playoffs, that's a question. I would prefer that we don't. But you never know. You never know. But I just don't see where he should be coming in after this appearance tomorrow. He's going to be facing Ben Lively. This game starts a little earlier. It's an hour earlier than today's game. I'll be calling it again. So for those of you who want to listen in or be here for the game, I'll see you tomorrow. For me, it is 7:10 in the morning here in Japan for this game tomorrow. And for those of you in the U.S., it will be an evening game, but it does start an hour earlier than today, so make note of that. Ben Lively seems to have a decent set of stats. He's 13-9 with a 3.8 ERA. A goodly amount of strikeouts, but for innings pitched, his hits are close to equal. He's given up more home runs than the average and a lot more walks. So between walks and hits, he actually gives up too many base runners, I believe. So hopefully the Astros can actually stop stranding base runners tomorrow and score some runs. I expect the Astros have the potential to score 5 or 6 runs tomorrow. If they don't, then they're just not doing their job. But they also might be pulling some of their starters out of the game. That's what they were discussing about today. So we'll probably see guys like Kessinger and DeCenzo and Whitcomb and guys like that in the game. But we'll see. I'm still going to be here regardless. It's still an Astros game, so I'll be here. And that's pretty much it for the updates. Let's take one last look at the live chat. D Steel says, see you tomorrow. Thanks. Thank you very much. Thank you. And I will see you tomorrow. Thanks for coming back. Thanks for being here. And I believe that we might have gotten to 30 likes. Did we? Yes, got to 32. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much. You got me over 30. I appreciate that very, very much. My initial goal is always to get to 20. 30 is one that I prefer. And anything beyond 40 is phenomenal right now. So thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. Everyone who was here to like, listen to, comment, etc. Thank you for being here. I will now close out the poll. The poll said, what will the Astros do in the wild card series? 73% of you think that they'll win 2-0, and 26% of you think 2-1. Nobody thinks that they will do worse than that, so that's good. 73% hopeful that the Astros will sweep the series. So looking forward to that. But for now, we need to finish strong. Hopefully tomorrow the Astros will have a good game. Jordan will keep recovering and feel better and better. And by the time we get to the wild card series, the Astros will be hitting on all cylinders and 100%. Once again, thank you all for being here. Much love, very, very much from here in Hiroshima, Japan. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you have a great day, a great afternoon, great evening. Get some rest, and I will see you tomorrow morning, okay? All right, guys. Go Stros.